when you record a podcast, sometimes there are some audio issues that you don't necessarily pick up on because they're digital audio issues, and so you don't actually get to hear them until after you're done recording. And at that point, you've recorded a 2.5 hour long 50th episode spectacular, and there's not a lot you can do about the crappy audio, even though you've spent hours and hours and hours trying to fix it. So without further ado, this week's audio is pretty bad, and that sucks, and we're sorry, but the content is good, so hopefully you still enjoy it. It's been 50 episodes.
I can still...
Do you want to hear this story or not, Pete?
I was just going to say that and he cut me off.
It's been 50 episodes.
Yeah.
The sheets had never been slept in.
Well, the one night we did sleep in. Sorry.
Whoa. What
mind.
story is this that I don't know about?
We're talking about Titanic today.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Hello and welcome to our 50th episode.
Whoa!
That's
49 more than one.
I've stayed a part of this longer than I thought I was going to.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sucker punch to the gut.
And what's I think really interesting is like we're recording this out of sequence. We're recording this before we're preemptively recording this. So there's still time for this whole thing to fall apart. In which case we won't have made it to 50.
Right.
And this won't matter.
Oh.
It could happen.
It could happen. You know it's a coincidence. The last time we recorded it out of sequence, do you know what the common denominator was?
A certain guest?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, okay. Well, we should have that guest back.
We should.
At some
I
point.
wonder if she's busy.
Yeah.
Or cold.
Not typically.
Or cold.
Is my understanding.
She might be cold.
All right. So for our 50th episode, we wanted to do something a little bit different.
Different is good.
So instead of just uploading a genre and having you vote on it, we thought we would review one of, if not the, greatest film ever made.
Sorry.
We'll get to the bottom.
My eyes were just rolled at the back of my head. They're
Okay.
in the forward position again.
Wow. We will get to the bottom of that.
Yeah.
Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go ahead, say it. Say the thing say the thing you always say when we have a guest.
I don't think I say that anymore.
I don't think we've had a guest since you've said it last. I think the last time we had a guest, you went to say it, and I was like, no, don't say it.
That could be. No, I don't think so. No, I think we don't need to go down this path. We don't say it anymore. We've got Emily Mader
Emily's
here
here.
as a guest today. Yeah.
He used to say we're not alone in the universe,
Yeah.
Which-
yeah.
is fine.
I don't think we said it the last time Emily was here, to be honest.
We said it the first time, and it was really funny because it was a Star Wars episode.
No, that's not
and
true.
then
It was a Lion King episode.
it was a Lion King episode. Okay.
Which didn't make sense.
Which didn't make any sense.
Anyway, Emily's here with us.
We're not the only meerkat on the savannah. We're not the only frozen body in the... Anyways.
Okay.
Emily's here.
Hi.
Yes.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank
Please
you.
save us from this.
I think I'm here to mediate some sort of argument, so I'll do my best.
Okay.
Yes.
Emily holds a record for the most times on this show.
Yeah.
And that includes the two of us. So
'Cause I'm so fun.
that's, she just keeps coming back.
Yeah. I mean, we do have a ransom over
I'm
her
being
head.
held at gunpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please
There's-
send help.
I have no help.
Yeah.
Or I have
No choice.
I have no choice.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
And no help.
Yes.
That's why you have no choice.
So,
Should we
so there's kind of two portions of this. We're going to
Sure.
talk about Titanic
Yep.
as a film.
The 1997 version of Titanic, just to be clear.
Right. And then I'm going to do my damnedest to convince Pete and Emily that although not my favorite film,
Okay. Cool. Yep.
although while I was watching it, I was questioning even that.
Wow.
But although not my favorite film, although I'm not ready to say my favorite film,
Yep.
I do believe the Titanic is the greatest film ever made if you take into all the different aspects and components of a film.
Sure.
But we'll get into that.
We'll get into that
I'll
later.
convince Pete of that in a minute.
I doubt it.
So Titanic.
A tale as old as time, really.
Yes.
About class distinction, inequality, and female oppression.
Yeah.
And the connecting of two lonely souls.
And good, solid Irish steel causing everyone to die.
It's not funny. Yeah, this movie was a blockbuster.
How many times have you seen, like, you've seen the film? Everyone's seen the film.
Everyone's seen the film multiple times. VHS, DVD, interpretive dance. Just
Laserdisc.
Laserdisc, yeah.
Yeah.
Every which way.
Slides, just frame by frame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Does everyone like this movie? I know Brady does. Emily, do you care for it? Okay. Yeah. How should we get into this? Should we just?
I don't know. Talk about Titanic.
I mean, so I'm going to say this. We're gonna talk about Titanic, the movie, the ship, the people that made the movie. Like there's gonna
The
be a lot
motion
of different-
picture.
There's going to be a lot of different streams to this conversation.
Okay.
I'm going to start this off. As a human being, this was my first exposure to Leonardo DiCaprio.
I think me as well.
That's
And
probably accurate
Same thing.
for me too. Yeah.
And I think at this point in my life, I just need to acknowledge I'm a Leo fanboy. No
Okay.
shame. There's no shame in it. I don't follow him outside of the acting career, like the acting world, so I can't comment on his behavior as a human being. But just as a professional, as an actor, I'm just going to comment on what I see on screen, and I absolutely love his work.
I don't follow him outside of movies either, but I think it's common knowledge he's a sleazebag.
That's why I made that
Bit of a man
distinction,
whore.
because I don't know enough to.
Like
I just don't want to.
I think everyone was like, "Man, Leo needs to," and then finally the headlines were like, "Piece of shit wins Oscar." Like, you know, but that's fine.
Maybe he's misunderstood. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
He's a womanizer.
It's
Potentially, yeah.
that's my favorite Britney Spears song.
That's disappointing. There's much better
It's
ones.
disappointing that I have a favorite Britney Spears song. So yeah, I think this is my favorite performance of his.
Interesting. I might not be with you, but I'm not too far.
Okay.
There's maybe like one or two ahead, but
And I think like I appreciate other scenes of his maybe more. Like I think I appreciate his Wolf of Wall Street drugged trying to get into his car scene probably more than I do his entire Titanic performance. But performance as a whole,
sure.
I think his Titanic performance is the most start to finish solid performance
Fair enough.
He should have won an Oscar for it.
for Titanic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't argue against that.
Yeah. Well,
Apparently
you
someone
can.
could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This will also be my first exposure to Kate Winslet.
I for about 15 years she was always like I didn't really know her name. She was just the woman from
She
Titanic.
was just Rose. Yeah.
Yeah, Rose.
And,
yeah.
and I think probably similar to me, but I mean, for the most part, that was probably also true for me of Leo, that I just knew them as their Titanic, you know. But I think pretty much everyone that's in this film, with the exception of the guy that plays John Jacob Astor, who also
Right.
played in one of, and I don't know which soap opera it was,
Right.
but it was like Young and the Restless or
Days
Bold
of
and the
Our
Beautiful,
Lives
Days
or
of Our Lives,
something.
As the World Turns, but he was in that
Right.
for like 300 years.
Yes.
And so I knew him from that. But everyone else, Kathy Bates, who else is in this? Probably, I don't know which came first for me with Bill Paxton, whether it was Titanic or Twister.
Oh, sure. Both very.
It would have been around probably the same year
Sure.
I experienced each of those.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I really like this movie.
And I'm going to be in an awkward spot by the end of this episode because I feel weird arguing against it being like, I'm not arguing that it's not a good movie. Like I love me some Titanic 1997, but I don't think it's in the top 3 movies ever made.
I don't think there's enough Titanics that you need to say Titanic 1997.
We'll get into that later with the trivia.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Should we just like start hashing some stuff?
Hey man, you're the one steering this
ship
ocean liner.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Don't crash into an iceberg.
Yeah.
So
Hard starboard, man.
Bow, stern, starboard, port.
Poop deck.
Poop deck. Yeah, those are about all the sea terms I know. E-deck. E-deck.
E-deck. That's just a floor.
What? No.
It's not.
No, it's a very strategic thing. So something I felt that this movie captured just right from the get-go. This movie opens up with submersive submarines at the wreckage of the Titanic, and I made a note of this. In the history of the world, whatever kind of human tragedy there is, it's very different. Like if there's been a war that takes place in a city that's hundreds or thousands of years old, life goes on. But in this circumstance where Titanic occurred, like nothing has ever happened since. Like the ship is just there.
Not to that extent, yeah.
Not to, like just there's been plankton and all kinds of like rust-eating
okay,
devices.
I see. Yeah,
but like no life has actually continued after
it's kind
the
of
emergency.
preserved in time.
Yeah. So, and I feel like this is captured very well with how this movie opens with these submarines just kind of going through these corridors of the ship.
Well, the first shot of the film is of the water. The
Right.
first shot is it says Titanic, and that is the spot. So I should preface this by saying not only have I seen Titanic 7 dozen times, I have an obsession,
Right.
not only with this film,
Cool.
but with the incident, with the historical event itself.
Right.
So I've been to Titanic museums. I've seen dozens of artifacts,
That's
like
cool.
cups and deck chairs and stuff that have been pulled up.
That's
I
cool.
have, with a glove on, as to preserve, whatever, in a museum, put my hand on a 10 by 15 foot chunk of the hull.
Sure.
So I've touched a piece of Titanic.
Right.
Which, I don't care who you are, that's really cool.
That is very cool.
And I've watched probably 9 hours worth of different documentary behind the scenes stuff, specifically pertaining to the film.
Cool.
And many hours of documentaries pertaining to the actual event. I had coffee table books as a kid growing. Like I had everything. I had a book that was like how to draw the damn ship. Like it was,
I might still have that same book.
So
I think I had one too.
yeah, see, there you go. I had a bathtub toy that would fill up, and then it was so cool. It had like
Did it break in half?
a hole in the front, yeah, and it would fill up, and then it would start to go down by the front, and then once it reached a certain point, a mechanism in it, and it like split in two in the
That is
bottom.
an inappropriate childhood toy.
But
Oh,
it's
it was
actually
so
kind
cool.
of cool.
It's
as
so
a kid.
it's the coolest bathtub.
is
Well,
very
it's like
cool.
the guy at the beginning of the movie when he's
Right.
explaining to the old
That's
lady
true.
who was on the ship.
Yeah.
Here's what happened, and she's just like, "Well,
Thank
that's
you
nice.
for that. Thank
Thanks.
you for that
You
enthusiastic.
inconsiderate.
The experience was a little
Yeah.
different.
So I do want to touch on that too. Emily, you can join in. I'm not sure if you're with us here. I also had an obsession with Titanic as a kid. And obviously as a kid you can't understand the emotional extents of so many people dying. But I absolutely, I made several models as a kid of the Titanic. I literally would take our snow shovel into our basement because we had a fireplace, and I'd pretend to shovel coal into it. I would wear clothes in the shower and pretend I was in the deck of the boiler room of
I
the
don't think
Titanic.
I ever role played.
No,
Okay,
I
so-
role played next level. I also had the coffee table books. I also met one of the last survivors from the Titanic. She was 2 months old at the time, and she
Very
did
cool.
this circulating tour.
What's her name?
I googled it before.
She wasn't American.
She was
She's
2 months
British.
old
British,
while on
yeah.
the
Well,
Titanic.
on board the Titanic, yeah. I forget her name. She was a British. Her parents were cartographers
And
or something.
here's the thing. I want to say for a second.
Yeah.
We're gonna get This is gonna be. I apologize right now. This is gonna be a lengthy episode.
I don't care. Please.
I'm not apologizing to you.
I know, but I don't
Apologizing to Emily and to the poor suckers who listen to
care.
us.
They could hit stop.
Look, I have 2 kids. This is a vacation.
Yeah.
Please
Exactly.
continue talking.
Talk as long as you can.
So I was talking to someone the other day about that very survivor, who is 2 months old,
Right.
but has vivid memories. And my response was, no, she doesn't.
No.
I was like, with all due respect, I think, and maybe this is a different survivor, but this was someone who was like, I don't know, a year old or maybe 2 years old.
So maybe it was different.
And has like super vivid memories. And still at 2 years old, my response was, no, she doesn't. I was like,
you don't think there's a possibility that trauma could?
I think there are so many
like that in your mind.
I think there are so many memories that I have of me being a child that if I were to trace back, I only have these memories because I've seen pictures and I've been told the story so many times that it's become memories.
Sure.
And as a society, when we find a Titanic survivor, we so desperately want them to have memories, to be able to tell us stories, that that encouragement fuels this, like, I don't think she's lying.
No.
I don't think she's making it up.
Right.
I just think that that they're not actually her memories.
Right.
They've become
her
memories.
Yep.
But what they actually are is a combination of pictures and stories, and I'd be curious to hear if the story, she's obviously passed away now.
Probably.
We don't have any survivors left at this point. They're all gone.
Yep.
But I'd be curious to know if the stories that she told 50 years ago were word for word the same accuracy. Like, if there's some inconsistencies in the stories, because again, like people tell, it's the same. You tell a lie enough times, you convince yourself it's true. Right. And so, anyways, that's cool. That is what it is. I don't think we've had, because even the people who were in their 20s, 30s, 40s at the time, who survived the wreck, they all had conflicting stories.
Sure.
Right?
Yep.
That's why until we found the ship in the late 80s, we couldn't, it wasn't until that moment that we found the ship that we were able to definitively confirm the people who said it split in two are the right ones.
Right.
Of the survivors, of people who were in lifeboats on the damn boat.
Who saw it happen.
Who said, no, it never split.
Oh, sure.
Right? And so it's tough.
Right.
We have a lot of eyewitness accounts. We have a lot of we've pulled up captain logs from there. Like we've retrieved so much. We know a lot of information, more so than we ever used to.
Right.
Which is fantastic because we're about to lose it. We're about to lose within the next 30 years. We in the last 5 years, 6 years, we've discovered a type of bacteria that we've never seen anywhere else.
Right.
But there's a type of bacteria that's called Titanic its home, and is very rapidly eating the ship.
Right.
So in the next 30 years, there won't actually be anything left. It'll
Nobody's
be gone.
talking about pulling it up out of the ocean.
I don't think it's possible.
By the
at this
time we
point.
found it, it's mush.
fallen
It's
apart.
mush. Yeah, there's no way to get it up.
Definitely not the bow. Which is the back?
The bow.
No, stern is the back. Whatever the front of the ship
The
is more
front's in
intact.
very
of the two.
well.
Of the two, it's a little bit more intact.
The back's completely
just torn to shreds.
Completely destroyed. The front has got sort of it's the middle of the section. Middle section of the ship is in pretty good shape still.
Sure.
That's the part that we enter and we are able to explore in and stuff like that. The front is in rough shape and buried about 50 meters in the mud because when it hit, when it hit the ocean, like it's I can't remember exactly, but it's something like 260 kilometers an hour. That thing was going down through the water as it was plummeting.
It was,
and so
fast.
it hit that ocean bed very hard. And kind of hit and then crumpled down into place, right? So it's there is a movie. There's a movie called Raise the Titanic,
right?
Or Rise of the Titanic or something, and it's a movie. Yeah, it's like a modern day, or was modern day in the early '80s, late '70s when they made it.
Yeah.
And the whole premise of the film is they found the Titanic and they raise it. And interestingly.
Have you seen this movie?
I've seen clips.
Okay.
I've seen the scene where they raise it up.
Sure. I've seen clips as well, but I've not seen the whole movie.
And so interestingly, this movie came out before we actually found the ship,
Right.
because when they raise the thing, it's whole.
all in
it's
one
in one
piece.
piece, and actually in really damn good shape. Like it's it's not plausible.
Well, so we talked about being kids, kind of being into this. Jumping back to the movie, one additional thing that I really found in this movie is the character development of the crew. And I feel the crew represents Brady, Emily, and myself, and everyone who watches this movie. Because they start off saying, hey boys, here's a payday, or hey, looks like someone left the water on. They don't treat this as a graveyard or someone's final resting
They're only
place.
somewhat interested in Titanic.
Somewhat is very...
Like, they know Titanic really well, but the reason they know Titanic really well is because they're one of select few on the planet who know about this diamond.
Heart of the ocean.
Right, that was worn by King Louis.
They're treasure hunters.
Yeah, they're treasure hunters.
Yeah.
So they know, and just like Egyptian treasure hunters, they know pyramids really well. But their love and passion, their understanding, their empathy isn't Egypt.
No. And
it's gold.
And like them, we as the audience, we get a humanized story, and by the end of this movie, we've changed. We see it from a humanized perspective as they do. Yeah. And I feel like that kind of symbolism, it's very good.
One of the best lines in this movie is when Rose finishes telling the story, and Bill Paxton says, all these years... And I never got it.
I didn't get it.
I never let the story of Titanic in.
Right. Yep.
And
I feel a lot of the audience across the world is the exact same.
Exactly. Because there's only one other well-known film called A Night to Remember. And it's from the 50s. It's black and white. So again, we didn't it was some weak eyewitness accounts. That's what we were basing this all off.
Yep.
And it's good. It follows a lot of the same beats, obviously.
Yep.
A lot of the same character, like the unsinkable Molly Brown is in it.
Right.
And Mr. Ismay and Mr. Andrews and Officer Murdoch and all of these people, which is I'll get into that when we argue that.
Sure.
But it's not as impactful as a movie. It was more just entertainment. It was more just a disaster movie. Whereas I feel like Titanic is so well known nowadays, and a big portion of that has to do with this movie.
Oh, sure.
People's awareness of the wreck.
People think it's just a movie.
Some
and
people
not a
still
real
don't know.
event in history.
Well,
people
are
some geniuses
because
are
we
still not
are,
aware.
but we are over 100 years removed from this event.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
103. 108.
Wait.
It was 1912.
1912.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. 108 years.
I don't find that surprising. Unfortunately, just we're starting to get that generational gap where we're being further removed from survivors, and just as far as history in general, like people deny the craziest things, like there are Holocaust deniers. Apparently, there are Titanic deniers.
It is interesting. Like I have a sibling to whom 9/11 is just it's a piece of history. It's something from a history book.
Right.
It's something she'll learn about, but it was before her time.
True.
Which is mind-boggling.
Mind-boggling. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
something else that's mind-boggling.
Yep.
I just did a quick look up. Leonardo DiCaprio did not even get a Best Actor nomination.
No.
Do you know who won the award that year?
No.
Jack Nicholson for As Good as It Gets.
Have you seen that movie though?
I've seen it. It's not bad, but I don't know if he was better than Leonardo DiCaprio on Titanic.
Yeah.
Or at least just give him a nomination and I'd be at peace.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But no. So I think people weren't as aware of this disaster.
Sure.
They knew it was a thing. They didn't know a lot of details. They didn't, because prior to it, understanding details meant watching a documentary or doing research, as opposed to watching a movie.
Right.
Well, I think it's what Pete was saying about we read it in a history book and we can't relate to that.
Yeah.
We can't relate to reading, 1,500 people died. We just say about 1,500 people. We don't even have an exact number.
We don't.
I don't think.
No.
And so we say about 1,500 people died. and we just go, okay, that's a lot of people dying, but we can't connect that with our own like human experience.
Yeah.
So we until this film came out, I don't think people really allowed Titanic to give them something to be somber about.
Right.
Like it was just some awful thing that happened, and
It was people fighting for their lives.
it
wasn't just a boat
tragedy.
that went down. It was people fighting for their lives, helpless, way out in the middle of nowhere, with water that was negative 2.2 degrees Celsius. And right. So it's shots of, it's especially shots of the one lifeboat that returns, and women holding on, frozen dead in the water, holding on to babies. And when I was watching, I had a conversation following it, and it was like they'd been in the water for about 40 minutes, which means that there was a good chunk of time, potentially even before she hit the water, that baby was already dead. There was a long time where she was holding on to a frozen dead baby, but it was like, what do? You don't discard your dead baby. You hold on to them anyways, at hopes of a proper burial, or in denial, and so caught up in everything that's happening, you don't have time to stop and process and do any of that. But so I don't know if you know this.
Sure.
It sounds like maybe you know quite a bit about Titanic.
So
another person who shares our fanaticism.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Is James Cameron.
I didn't know.
So he, so there's a documentary that I would recommend watching.
Sure.
Called, Titanic: The Final Word, or something.
Cool. Yep.
So he's been to the Titanic.
He's been down 4 times.
Yeah.
He what is that?
I don't know. Pete's making faces over
Let's
here.
get it. Let's just do something new here. I'm gonna just pop in one trivia question mid conversation here.
See, this is how I feel like it's hard for you to do trivia on a movie that I know so damn much about.
Oh yeah, some of them get pretty deep.
Okay.
So just apologies because I had to stump Brady somehow. But how many times in his life has James Cameron gone down to visit the Titanic wreckage?
It's either 3 or 4.
Well, you said 4, so
I think it's 4.
I'm gonna go with your answer and say 4.
So I was reading an article as of 2019. Cameron has visited the wreck 33 times and said he has seen, and then it goes on to talk about what he was talking about.
33?
33, according to the article I read.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you're a millionaire,
yeah,
he's got
why
lots
not?
of money. Yeah.
Like,
Okay, so
but it's been a lot.
He's been down lots of times.
Yeah.
There's a really great documentary called, because he became obsessed, and he's it's not just sightseeing. So The Final Word is a documentary where the animation that they show in the movie of the ship sinking and breaking up and hitting the bottom and all that stuff.
That scumbag Steve shows to Rose.
Yeah, it's scumbag Steve.
Well, I mean, come on.
It's basically an hour-long documentary where he goes, okay, with all the new information that we've gained in the last 20 years, let's update this thing so it's 100% accurate.
Right.
But just like down to basically they took the debris field. They took the bottom of the ocean where everything is. There's like a man door hatch that's 3 kilometers this direction, and there's all this stuff, and turned it into a crime scene, and have like reconstructed, and like he just.
He CSIs.
Well past the movie. The movie's done. The movie's what. This is just a love for Titanic.
Mixed with a lot of money.
So one of the things that makes this movie so great is the movie opens up and they're down and they're doing, and there is a lot of like they built a decrepit Titanic model, and built models of the scuba thing. And put the proper lights on them, and mounted a camera inside of it, and filled the room with a lot of fog so that it kind of had that underwater look. But the only reason they did that was so that they could properly map out the shots so that when they got down there to get the real shots. So most of the shots that you see in the start of the film are the Titanic.
So that's actually what was my next question, because there's all these
Yeah, I was
kind
going
of
to say, you explained all that, and I was like, I thought it was real footage.
Yeah.
I was
But it was
so
when
curious.
it's such an expensive endeavor to go down and do it.
You have a dress rehearsal.
You map everything out and you figure out what the shots
You
are. And
choreograph the
because
crap
at
out
that
of
point, James Cameron was going down, but he certainly wasn't piloting the damn thing.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he had to basically create a playbook for the guys that could pilot it and could go down and get the footage.
I was so curious because when we watch this movie, we see just like light appear and then disappear on scenes, and it's of like porcelain dolls
Yeah.
and like shoes
And that's real.
glasses. So
Glasses.
I was always
That's all
curious,
real.
how much, and like when they're going through like the corridors of like the room and like a decrepit piano and like is that
That's all
also-
real.
Really?
Yeah.
It's all real footage.
That's all
Yeah.
real.
Really?
Which
And I wasn't sure if it was a combo or not.
will reoccur when I try to convince you that it's the best film ever. But yeah, to be well, no, but to be like,
Yeah.
it won't suffice to just do models.
It's very cool because it's as a kid, another movie I loved was The Mummy. Not because I was into Book of the Dead,
Brendan Fraser's
yeah,
Mummy,
not
yeah.
supernatural things. I loved Egypt, but the huge
Ancient
difference,
Egypt.
ancient Egypt, not modern day.
Not modern Egypt.
modern day.
Whoa.
But the very cool thing about it is, although it's cool seeing Brendan Fraser walk around in Egypt and all this kind of stuff, or the flashbacks, this is the actual Titanic that we're watching on our screen. That is the difference. Like that is very crazy.
Yeah. And and again, like this all started because we were saying when that title screen comes up, that is the spot.
Oh, okay.
2 miles below there.
It's not just
Is the
some
Titan-
random
no.
off the
No,
coast.
That is the what
Okay.
you're seeing
Sure. Is the spot.
is the spot where all of those people froze to death.
Oh,
where all of those bodies were floating, where everything you see
Happened.
takes place was right there.
Right.
Yeah, which is so cool. And
Yeah.
and again,
And very
not necessary.
very significant.
Not necessary.
No, like
No, but I think it adds
But
when you
but
know that,
important
it
to
adds
him.
a certain eeriness
Yeah.
and
that you wouldn't have had if you'd faked it.
And it makes sense because right from the go, like when James Cameron accepted his Oscar to when he's made these subsequent projects, like he's made his money, he's made his name in the directing world. Kind of what his kind of mandate is now is to bring respect and remembrance to all these victims. That's kind of part of his obsession, his hobby. It's not just like the inanimate object of this is the steel ship that sank, but this is commemorating all these poor souls. That
I would say he accomplished that.
oh, for sure.
Yeah. What's really cool, did you notice, I don't know if you, like, depending on how loud you were watching the movie and what your headphones were like and
Sure.
stuff.
Yep.
It's cool when they're down there and they come across the piano or they're in the ball. You hear echoey piano music, echoey
Yeah. Very well done.
echoes of the past that are kind of, and again, it gives this like
Bleeding through to the future.
This was life.
Yeah.
This was so hustling
These aren't
and
just
bustling and
objects.
excited. And, yeah, these aren't just like, it's not just whatever. I really like this is such a small thing, but when there's duality when Bill Paxton's character he's on the phone, he's like, if it wasn't in the safe, what can I say? We're gonna I didn't get to smoke my stogie.
He's so crass.
which
Yeah.
I mean, and he throws the damn thing away. Like, I was like, at the end of the film, so that's one of the things. So I'm like, come on.
Really?
Sure, you don't get to smoke the cigar as a celebratory thing.
Yeah.
It's still, if this was a celebratory cigar, it's probably $100 cigar. Keep it. Smoke it for some other...
But in
like,
the context, when
whatever.
his child is born, he's not going to be like, oh yeah, when I've remembered all the human tragedy of the Titanic, I'm really enjoying this celebratory cigar.
But so yeah, so he's on the phone, he looks over and they're cleaning the drawing.
Yep.
And he sees her wearing, He sees this
Part of the ocean,
He sees
yeah.
a naked 17-year-old
Sure.
wearing the diamond that they're looking for, which the film makes very clear is like nobody knows about this diamond.
Right.
This isn't like the whole world,
Right.
this big. It's
Hope
on.
diamond,
There's a 60 minutes about how no one can find the damn. It's
No,
it
nobody
was
knows.
King Louis, and then it went missing,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was like it's been like very black market hush hush
Right.
paper trail for this
Yep.
diamond.
Mm.
And so he sees it and he goes, "I'll be goddamned."
Yep.
Right? And it's like
Yeah.
this, and then it cuts to Rose, and she's doing the pottery stuff.
Yeah.
And she whatever, and she comes in, turn that up, dear. And she comes in the room and she sees her drawing.
Yeah.
To hell with the diamond. She sees the drawing,
Yeah.
which think for a sec, like just put yourself in what must that moment have been like?
Mm-hmm.
The emotion that she's feeling, like just what a bizarre thing to see on the TV.
Yeah. It's
Right?
like it's the equivalent of like seeing a Snapchat nudie like 100 years from now.
Yeah, we'll see what that's like.
We'll see what that's like.
But what's so
But
great
to
is
her,
she
that's
says
such
this.
a treasured
Yeah.
Oh, for
yeah.
sure.
piece of art.
Yep.
And
she's
such a
probably
memory.
Going, who's got it? I
Yeah.
want it back.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's it. Is that she goes, "I'll be goddamned." Like it's
Yeah.
it's the same line, and it's
But
so
completely
For very
it's
different
so good.
reasons.
For different reasons.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my question, and I'm going to nitpick some things here.
Okay.
And just keep in mind, I love 99.999%.
I will try
of
to
this
fight
movie.
everything you say.
So
just
all
know.
these things, this isn't part of the debate of why I don't think it's a good movie. I'm just making conversation.
All right.
But I don't think Rose really needs to be on the ship. Okay? Her age and frailty. I don't know if she could actually survive the trip, but also the team's busy schedule. I think a phone call or like a conference call would suffice.
Oh, you mean Old Rose? I'm going.
Old Rose.
As
Old
opposed
Rose.
to- yeah.
Old Rose.
Okay.
Because why do they...
Young Rose, had you not got on the damn Titanic, this wouldn't have happened.
This wouldn't
girl.
happen in the first
I was
place.
so confused for a second. Okay.
Like why do they need so further to that, why do they need her to recount anything other than where was the last whereabouts of the diamond?
Because they're
and let me-
speaking to an actual survivor of
And
this.
just
Yeah, they're being
It's
sensitive
curiosity.
of her. They're not just gonna get her on there and be like, "Gay woman, where's the rock?"
I argue they would where they were
No,
emotionally.
I think it's so. If I were Bill Paxton
Sure.
in this circumstance,
Walk
I would
me
be
through
like,
this.
You gotta be tactful.
I would be like, bullshit. It's her in the drawing,
Sure.
and
There's
she
already
doesn't know
doubt.
where the diamond
Yeah,
is.
that's
so
true.
I'm not going to be convinced until I can look at her in the eye and her tell me
Okay.
the entire story surrounding this
Yeah.
drawing and the diamond.
Wi-
Because otherwise, I'm not convinced by a phone call.
because as
Sure. Okay.
said,
Yeah.
the records show that Rose DeWitt Bucator
Right.
died on the
the ship.
Titanic.
yeah.
There's no history of her getting off.
Right.
And her history dates back to Rose Dawson,
Mm-hmm.
of which there's no record of a Jack Dawson for two reasons. One, he's nobody.
Mm-hmm.
And two, he'd never had a registered ticket. He won it
Right.
in a poker game.
Yeah.
Some jackass named Sven
Yeah.
didn't make it on the boat.
Which yeah.
Lucky Sven.
Honestly.
Sven's the only one that makes out a winner in this. Lost a game of poker, kept his life.
won the game of life.
Yeah.
I know,
Although
it's so funny.
he's the
because
hero.
The line that he says is, "We're the luckiest sons of bitches in the world."
Yeah.
You know
And
that?
it's like
Yeah.
gulp.
No, you're not.
No.
But so further to the Rose, modern day 1997 Rose. Also, when she's retelling her tales of the Titanic, I have a problem with her reciting tales that didn't involve her. Like just with like the captain in his quarters, like having
Oh my
secret
gosh.
meetings. Like you don't know any of this woman.
But she
Okay,
never
but we-
narrates any of those
but-
scenes, right?
We
She
don't-
never says,
Maybe
and then Captain Smith
we
and
don't know that.
and Bruce Ismay said, and Bruce pressured him into lighting the final boiler because damn, we got to get there the night early. Like,
Look,
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure that what we are watching in the film is supposed to be her
Okay.
point of view.
Okay.
I think it's
Sure.
just a compelling way to tell the story.
Fair
yeah,
enough. Fair
yeah,
enough.
absolutely. Because
Okay.
So she starts telling the story.
Because
and then
otherwise
they
it's a
take us
shit
there.
movie.
Yeah. They take us there and they tell us the full story. And to
Sure.
get the full story, you need various.
You need
points
other
of view.
stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
of course. Okay.
I really like. Let's go. Can we go back to the moment where she's,
Of course.
before she even starts telling the story?
It's been 84
It's been,
years.
yeah, it's been 84 years.
Oh, it's okay. Just tell me what you can.
It's okay. Yeah, it's which I have here in my notes.
Sure.
Because it's a wonderful moment.
Sure.
Where my note literally says, "Shut up and let me tell the story."
That's also what her eyes say. as
Because
well.
she's like, she's putting a dramatic spin on this, right?
Yeah.
She's like, this is the last time I'm gonna die tonight, and so this is the last time I'm ever gonna tell this
brought
story.
those cyanide pills with me so I can just.
It's
Yeah, but she knows she knows she has them by the balls.
Right.
Because all they want to know about is the diamond.
Right.
But here's the
But
thing.
she's like, no, there's some human
Right.
history here that you need to respect.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
not only is this the last time she'll ever tell the story,
Okay.
she's fully aware
Yeah.
that this is the first time she's ever going to tell that. She's never spoke of Jack.
Ooh, that's true.
This is it's been 84 years and she's never friggin' told this story.
Right.
So if I'm going to break my silence on this, if I'm finally going to talk to someone about Titanic,
You're gonna do it right.
then you're going to give me the damn respect that I deserve, and I'm going to tell this story however the hell I want. Is basically
You're
what that
going
boils
to
down
listen to
That's-
my love story.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
I got chills in this movie. I always get chills in this movie a couple of times, but
Sure.
the first moment that gives me chills is when she's still at home. She's on the phone with him, and he's like, there's a call for you, and he's like, we're launching. You
We're
see these
launching.
submersibles going
Like,
into the water,
This isn't free. Let's.
like
what?
I'm paid
I'm
more than you
busy.
are. Leave me. And he's like, trust me, you're gonna want to take this call.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, well, all right.
Okay.
And he's like, speak up. She's kind of old. And he goes, great. Wonderful. And he gets her on the phone and she goes, I was just wondering if you found the heart of the ocean yet. And
Yeah.
he's got this,
What?
excuse me moment.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay,
like-
you have my attention, Rose. Can you tell me who the woman in the picture is?
Yeah.
And she goes, and this is the moment I'm actually getting
yes.
goosebumps. She goes, oh yes, the woman in the picture is me. And the
Nice.
music starts and it's like this.
helicopter
yeah,
going
and,
out
and I'm
and
like,
It's like
I
I
get
just
so-
saw a dinosaur for the first time.
yeah, yeah. It's
Right.
like when they take there and the music plays and it's like, say it again. We have a T-Rex. Like, it's
Yeah.
the whole, to me, it's amazing.
One of the most spine-tingling, goosebumpy scenes for me is when she starts off her story, when she's saying, the sheets are fresh, no one's eaten on the dishes before, you can smell the fresh paint, yada, yada, yada. And we pan onto the camera in the background that's on the
It whips
wreckage site.
around and gives you the...
And it whips around and it brings this history to life.
Yeah.
And I love it from a story perspective, just this transfer in time to the day that it was on its maiden voyage. But from a filmmaking perspective, I think it just hits it out of the ballpark.
So, interesting filmmaking tidbit. So they only built half the ship. They built
Like in what way?
like one side of it.
Oh,
They built
okay.
one side
Really?
and the deck. So if you looked at it from the other side, it's just scaffolding and like it's all open.
Right.
There's also a couple of 20-foot sections missing from the ship down the length. So you
okay.
never see the ship. You never see the real ship that they've built in its entirety because it was never there.
Gotcha.
Most of it, they built an exorbitant amount.
Interesting.
However, they were only
Can I
able
just stop
to.
you?
Yeah.
Did they keep it? Because
No,
that would make
no,
an
it would be-
amazing
yeah, it's
tourist
torn
attraction.
down. They only, because of where they built it, and they were only able to build it. The way it was set up, they had the one side of it built,
Okay.
and it isn't because of the way they had to build it. It wasn't in such a way that it would be facing the right and same way that it was facing in the Southampton Harbor when
Oh.
everyone gets on.
Okay.
So, what they did, if you see the original footage, the unaltered before it's in the movie footage of that whole, Daddy, it's a ship, like the whole, they're there.
Yeah.
Everything. anything that's on the cars, the word Titanic on the side of the ship, the painting that's like, such and such tannery that's painted onto the brick walls of all the buildings, everything's backwards. Because the whole scene was flipped in post-production so that the ship is facing the right way in the harbor.
Right.
So Titanic's written backwards.
Cool.
Like a police or whatever's on any of these vehicles, everything's backwards. So that when they flip it, it's the right way.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I could see James Cameron being that much of
being the guy that you had to.
And
because someone there's like, again, because he was so obsessed with it, and they've poured over like building blueprints, diagrams, like everything down to the T.
Right.
There is, and I feel confident in saying this, there's not a rivet on his ship in the film that wasn't actually there.
That's cool.
Right? Like whether it's you freeze the frame and you count how many windows like it's all it's all what it was supposed to be and how it was.
Yeah. And I mean, if you've gotten to a certain point, you kind of have to just maintain that certain level of accuracy,
and if you have the passion.
There's going to be so many people that will,
someone will say, well, that's not accurate.
Well, they're going to tear you down. Yeah.
But yeah, I love those scenes. Just they're so magical, and they're just like escapism to just the past and just the human element of seeing these stories take place in these rejuvenated rooms, and it happens throughout the movie as well. Like you just like walk up to these doors and you see the butlers opening the doors, and you have the music coming in, and then like Rose breaks down and gets emotional.
The flashbacks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love James Cameron. Absolutely rocked that.
There's some really fun historical references in this film.
I think they're a little clumsy, if they're the ones that you're referring to.
Okay, so I'm thinking of, I thought there was 3, but I'm only seeing 2 on my list.
Okay.
Where's there a third one, and I just didn't write it down. So the first one is the fact that the paintings there is 3. The first one is the fact that the paintings that Rose have are Picasso's.
Picasso.
And so that's fun because A, he's still alive at the time.
Yeah.
B,
in 97, you mean?
B, in 1912.
Yeah.
B, it's before he's gotten big.
Yeah.
Which historically that works out.
Yes.
The fact that those paintings would have been purchasable cheaply.
For cheap. I just think some of these, and I'm again picking at little things. I just think it's a little like too clumsy of like revisionist history of like, oh, he'll amount to nothing. Oh, you're an idiot, Rose. Why'd you buy these pictures?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
and that's just me. Like, it's a fair scene. Like 90% of people would have said the same thing. They're like, who's this?
Yeah. So that's cool.
Yep.
The second one is there's a moment when Bruce Ismay is talking about he's boasting about the size of my
big ship,
and she says, "Have you heard any of the theories of Freud? Any of the Freudian theories?" And this is obviously long before Freudian theories are an
accepted
big Freud is alive at this point,
right?
And have you heard about Freud's something about men's fixation with size and the correlate, whatever. And Bruce this is a really great comedic moment because he plays it off real cool until she leaves, and then he's like,
"Who's Freud?
Who's this Freud? Is he
a passenger on the ship?
Right? Is he a passenger on the ship?
Great moment for the women.
Yes. So that was cool.
Yeah.
And then the other is just the fact that again they reference Claude Monet, and that he's a big inspiration to because she says I when she's sprawled out in her birthday suit, she says, "I do believe you're blushing." And he goes, "I don't believe Monsieur Monet blushes." And Jack says, "Monet does landscapes." It's a little bit different.
I think it's just a nice way to remind the audience of the time.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
If we're gonna make a historical film, we got to put a few tidbits in there that place us in the right time.
And you know what? Maybe I'm being a little hypercritical. Like, it is fun in a way.
It is fun.
Do you notice what I'm referring to as the Rose smirk? The old Rose smirk. So when they're there and they're first, before she started telling the story, and she says, "I'd like to see my drawing," and
Which would not have been in such good condition.
Yeah.
But okay.
I don't know if it would. I don't know that it wouldn't have.
I don't know enough to.
That
But
it's been.
The wads of cash were
Just
liquid.
But
It's been
different than
pressed
paper.
in between this leather,
Yeah.
and it's not just run of the mill paper.
No, it's specific. Yeah, I don't know what the exact material, but it would be different than just pliable
Yeah,
paper.
I think, and the fact that it's been pressed and
Yeah.
and yes, has been underwater all this time, but has been completely undisturbed. It's been sitting just suspended, and I think it's hard to
possible.
say.
Maybe not in that exact condition.
But so he's going through Mr. What's his name? Who's Bill Paxton's character?
Oh, Joe.
Yeah. Anyways, I think I want to say Lovett, but I feel like that's just
Yes.
because of our Sweeney Todd episode that I want to
No,
say
I think
Lovett.
you're right.
Mr. Lovett?
Brock love it.
Brock Lovett. Joe. But he's running down the history of the diamond.
Yep.
And he says, this, that, and the other thing, and there's no history of it. So it must have gone down on the so he's
Must
saying,
have gone
he's
down
like,
with the
we've
ship.
done all this, it must have
Right.
gone down on the
That's a
ship.
pretty big presumption.
And while that's happening, if you watch closely,
Yeah.
Old Rose gives just the cutest little smirk because she knows.
Like
yeah.
the corner of her mouth.
Yeah, just this kind of little
Plan
know,
on throwing that in the ocean later.
Yeah.
because she knows she's got it, right?
Interesting.
But and obviously, and that's the thing is you talk about, well, I don't think Rose would have actually had to. I bet you she lobbied to come out there
Sure.
because that's the whole, she wants to throw the rock into the water.
I'm just not sure any board certified physician would have approved her travel. That's all I'm saying. No, you're right. She does.
I don't think she would have passed the physical.
She has a personal reason to be there for sure.
Yeah.
I also don't get why Sven lost his ticket.
What do you mean?
Like,
They bet it.
They bet
why did
They bet it in a
bet
poker
it?
game.
Like, in poker, you make your individual bets. Why did Sven be like, "Hey, friend that I'm traveling with, you can bet my ticket for you"? You know what I mean?
But maybe they weren't. Maybe it wasn't individual bets. Maybe it was. I
Yeah.
don't know. They were. It
Well,
was.
he
it
was
was
mad. He said, "I can't believe you bet our tickets."
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, at some point, you handed your ticket over to him.
But here's the thing.
Maybe he was carrying the tickets. Maybe he paid for the tickets.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If
Fair.
I'm taking you to go see the Rascal Flats, "Okay, we give up to her" or whatever it is that they're doing right now.
Never give up to her.
Is that what it's called?
No, I
it's
couldn't
their
even
farewell thing, right?
Sure.
They're leaving. They're done.
Thank
Life is a
God.
highway, and they're hitting it. But and I buy, if I'm like, I'm going to take you to this concert, and I buy us some tickets, I can bet your ticket. That's my ticket to.
I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'd be actually pleased if you bet my Rascal Flat ticket. I'd be like, I owe you one.
Maybe they were a gay couple and he just wore the pants in a relationship.
Maybe.
Plot twist.
Just like Jack and Fabrizio.
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 Hey,
You're not going to see your mom for a very long time.
Also,
Oh,
that was
God.
that I rolled my eyes at that. That was a little cornball.
Another interesting movie tidbit. The hands that you see drawing when it cuts in on the tight shot of that's James Cameron's hands. James Cameron drew
I
the
knew
drawing.
he did a lot of the drawings
Yeah.
of like the one-legged prostitute and
Yeah,
some such.
yeah, he did all the drawings.
Yeah.
We
when
never
you
actually saw the one-legged prostitute.
Not
You don't
in-
see it.
in the director's cut. You do.
Oh.
no,
What?
No.
Okay.
yeah, it's a different camera angle.
I'm like, man, that's always something I've been curious about.
No.
Oh, because their response is
Oh. And it's like, what did you show
what
that
are you
deserved
looking
two
at?
O's?
It's like that. What's that episode of Friends where they talk about
Oh.
the 7
I don't think I've seen
erogenous
that one.
zones on a
Oh.
woman's body, and we just don't know what they are, and we never will because they never elaborated,
I've not seen this episode.
and we are forever curious about it.
so. A couple fun pieces of accuracy.
Sure.
One, obviously the ship is perfect. Like
Yep.
everything,
Every
the
nut,
layout,
bolt.
it's immaculately the way it's supposed to be.
Yep.
To all of the, so
Down
officer,
to the wallpaper.
officer. Oh yeah, Oh yeah,
Light
there's
fixtures.
so many
Yeah.
because there were so many pictures taken of the ship during its construction and before it launched because it was an iconic ship.
It was the cat's
right? It was the
pajamas.
big
Okay.
a lot of the characters.
It was.
So
I do, because
the
it's
Cots-
1912.
the Cots pajamas.
The Charleston is really in.
Yeah. A lot of the characters, right? So
Right,
the
yeah.
unsinkable Molly Brown,
Yep.
real person.
Yep.
Isidore and his wife, I
Strauss.
can't think, the Strausses,
Yep.
right? The owners of J.C. Penney
Maybe.
or Macy's.
Yeah.
Macy's. They were the founders of Macy's. They were on there. John Jacob Astor.
Yep.
Bruce Ismay.
Captain
Andrews.
Smith.
Mr. Andrews. Captain Smith.
Yep.
William Murdoch.
Coal Shoveler number 3.
Coal Shoveler number 3. But they're all, with the exception of Rose's
Rose.
family, Jack,
Right,
and
yes.
Yeah.
and Cal Hockley.
Yep.
Everyone there, except for like nobody's in the back. But aside from then, everyone who has a line in the film was a passenger or a crew member.
Right.
So that's accurate.
The musicians with the violins.
Right.
The musicians with the
Yes.
violins,
Yeah.
and so that's really cool.
Right.
Another really accurate thing is there's subtle things. The shot where the ship's at quite an incline at this point, and you see all the plates fall off of the thing, and they all hit the ground.
Yep.
Well, we've got footage and we've got pictures from the Titanic where there's a shit ton of plates that have all fallen off the. So he's accounting for those things. Another really cool piece of accuracy is there. It's been well documented. So there's a scene right before we hit the iceberg. Where Captain Smith has been, screw you, I'm going to bed, and Murdoch, the guy who's not going to ever be employee of the month, is left in. He's the first mate, so he
Yeah.
gets to.
He calls the shots.
He calls the shots when the captain's not there.
Sure.
And someone makes a comment about, have you found the binoculars yet? And he says, no, I haven't seen them since,
Yeah.
whatever. And it's this brief little line. It's just, that's it, and it's over.
Yep.
It's well documented that the night that the Titanic hit the iceberg, the binoculars had been missing from the wheelhouse. Right? So just these tiny, there's no detail aside from the love story, which people get all bent out of shape about, but I'd argue it needs to be there.
I'm sure someone did it in a car while the Titanic
Because
was
otherwise,
at sea.
otherwise the movie's not as
Then it's
fleshed
just a
out, and
documentary.
it's
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
a documentary.
Yeah, for sure.
We need
and-
characters.
and-
we need people. That
And
we
you,
can...
you need
Humans,
to
yeah.
get attached
Get
to
attached, yeah.
someone,
Sure.
so that when they're going through this awful thing, you're going
Right.
through it with them. You're
Yes.
rooting for them.
And I think that's the difference with any previous Titanic movie, like you were talking about A Night to Remember. I think I've seen it maybe, but I can get the picture. Like, there's probably nowhere near the emotional attachment just with the filmmaking tactics that were used. Love it or hate it, Titanic gets you invested.
Yeah. So all of that is to say there are very few details in this movie that weren't incredibly intentional
Right.
because of their accuracy.
Right. Something that I find inaccurate, and actually, like, I don't want to cut you off because
No.
this is actually very important. Something that's not accurate is the accusations that are made towards Jack for jumping Rose. Like, all that was missing was his jacket and his boots.
But if she slipped, like, and it's really unopportune because she screams and they come around the corner and he's like hot and heavy on top of her.
But that's what I mean. Like, his shoes are off.
Well,
But is that the first thing you notice when you're running to the aid of a woman who has just been screaming "Help
I
me!"
guess.
and you find a man on top of her? Are you
Right.
thinking about his
Yeah.
shoes?
I guess.
have you
Also-
ever had sex with your shoes on?
That's none of your business.
All right, but I just
But-
but think that over maybe.
I think, yeah. All right. And I guess she probably didn't need to wait like 20 minutes for the Master of Arms to come to be like, hey guys, actually, it's a misunderstanding.
Was that the way
I
of it?
don't really know.
Yeah.
When so I didn't make it through the whole film recently.
But you've seen it before.
I've seen it many times.
Yeah.
Yes.
You actually were in a production of it. You were Coal Shoveler number 3 at the local theater.
I'm very involved.
Yeah.
And Cal. At the same place.
This last time I watched it, I was thinking, what the hell is she doing screaming, help me? She's got him hanging onto her arm. Like, she doesn't need to be screaming.
It's a
help.
human.
it's-
It's a human
yeah,
thing just to
yeah.
yell for
I
help.
would.
That's a
I think you would
reflex.
just be
Yeah.
screaming.
When I want more ice cream, if
not
I'm in
help me.
danger, I yell for help.
You yell for help when the person that is immediately in front of you is trying to hurt you, and you
guess.
need other help.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
some flaws.
I don't know. It was anyway. Whatever.
Here's my flaw.
Let's move
Sure.
on from this very small part of the film.
I've got another flaw that's equally as
Because
bad.
like I said, I think the film is 99.9%
It is.
flawless.
Yeah, it for sure is.
The one moment where I go, and this is maybe crass,
Sure.
but I feel like
Hey.
the age rating of this show has heightened
Oh.
over these 50
Oh, boy.
episodes.
Here we
We'll
go.
be rated NC-17 by episode 100. It's
So,
just,
what's he gonna say?
Something's wrong with her body.
no.
That mole.
Gosh, no.
That mole.
Careful. Tread
No.
carefully.
When you're the one that said it had to anyways. But it does have to do with the sex scene. Not the painting, the drawing scene.
Okay.
They escape from this car
Correct.
right before the guys come in with the flashlights.
And say, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because she's that iconic hand slap and like run down and even as a child not understanding fully, like if we were driving somewhere and I was in the back seat in the van and there was like the windows would fog up, you'd stick your hand on the window and try to recreate that handprint. Don't
guess.
tell me you didn't do
Oh,
that.
everyone did
Right,
that.
okay.
Yeah, sure.
They come around the corner in this car that they have just been having
Stuff in.
pretty sweaty sex in. Like
Yeah.
they're dripping and he's trembling.
Yeah. He is.
He's like, I'll be all right. And they shine the light in at what is pristine, not in any way covered in gross sex juices, blue velvet seats. And I'm sitting there watching and I'm like, there's no way that those seats look like they were just steamed and came from the dry cleaners. That's my flaw. That is the one thing that I look at and I go, no, these seats would be gross.
So something that I had more of an issue with.
Oh, come on. That's not, you don't
I
see that
guess.
as
I'll be
fallacy?
honest. I never thought of that before.
I never noticed that. It's just not.
Well, but do you know what makes me so happy?
A lot of things.
The next time you watch the movie,
I don't know if I will.
that'll
think of
pop
that.
into your head.
Potentially.
It will.
Something I have a problem with is Leo being the same size as Molly Brown's son. Have you ever purchased a suit that fits you on the first try?
But it didn't. Is it pretty? You're just about the same size. He goes, pretty close.
It's
pretty close. It was a little. Maybe
It
it was
was
a little.
passable.
It was a little tight in the deltoids.
I don't know. Yeah.
These are very.
But
small
it is a
issues.
good like where the hell
Emily,
else
they
does
they
this. though.
prevent me.
He like we
This
have.
prevents me
we-
from enjoying the movie.
I know. We had
No,
we had this
it does
argument.
not. It does
We had
not.
this argument once, and it was like I can't remember what the movie
I think it
was or what the argument was, but it was such a grasping at the weeds.
I
You're
think
like,
it was Ghostbusters.
Was it?
But I forget what it was.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's not a movie set in reality. Like, what do you like? Yeah.
Okay, let's jump to something that is non-negotiable.
Okay.
The
Quality of the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is.
Okay.
We can get to that.
Celine
And next-
freaking Dion.
Never
Enough said.
has one action in a movie so heavily influenced pop culture, film references, and nautical behavior.
King of the world.
Yes. Or
I'm flying.
I'm flying.
Every-
Either or.
Front of the ship.
Everybody has done it.
Front of the boat.
I have
think so.
pictures of people doing it.
Yeah.
I've never done it on a boat, but I've done it like strapped
Sure.
to the
Have
front
you
of a
never
Greyhound.
been on a
or-
boat?
Not at an age old enough
If
where
you
I would have
go
been
on a
allowed
boat,
to go to
you
the front.
do that.
Yeah, not old enough where I would have been allowed anywhere near the front of the boat.
Right.
Fly.
I'm flying.
We were talking about this. So there's a company.
Okay.
I think it's a Japanese company, or maybe not.
Okay.
Or a European country. I don't know. They're rebuilding it. So by 2022 or something, Titanic 2 is ready to go. Optically, it's identical.
Cool.
Um,
They have less lifeboats than the first time.
Yeah, to hell with that. Under the hood, it's obviously going to be a little more advanced.
Can go
They're
23
probably because of Save the Planet. We're probably not going to be burning coal in it.
Yeah.
But it's but aside from that, it's gonna be they'll have fog machines set up in it though, so it looks like it's no, I don't know. But it's going to be again schematically the
same.
exact same ship.
Right.
That's going to sail the same route.
Right.
And I want to say 3 things about that. Number one, if you're listening to that and you're going, man, I got to get me a ticket.
No.
I looked it up at one
Sold
point.
out,
I'm pretty sure
5,000 person long waiting
I'm
list.
pretty sure
I don't know.
third class tickets start at like $25,000.
Oh,
Right,
boy.
and first class tickets are like $150,000 or something. Because I mean, even like if you take and you account for inflation,
Sure.
the first class tickets, like the tickets that Rose families had,
Right.
were $15,000 tickets by today's money.
Right.
Right, it
They
wasn't
were-
cheap,
no.
and this is like a big. So that's number
Well,
one.
he did have this diamond that he acted like was just
Yeah, which he must have
what
paid
do you
for the
mean?
tickets because her
happy
family.
birthday. Here's a giant diamond.
It was happy
Oh.
engagement.
Happy engagement.
Happy
Whatever it was.
engagement.
I know it
Yeah.
wasn't her birthday. I'm just saying.
Um,
This is this thing that I have in my collection here.
which obviously he paid for because their family's broke and they're riding on a good name. And
What does he say it is? 36 carats
Rose,
or something crazy?
Rose.
and her mother are broke.
Yes, yeah.
And they're just riding on. That's
Sorry,
why.
I thought you meant Cal's family.
no.
I was like,
No, he's got
No,
he's
no,
got
he's the
mills
rich one.
and he's
yeah.
got.
He's on a boat.
He's in good shape.
Don't you ever forget.
Yeah, take a good
So
hard
who
look.
bought Rose's tickets? Who bought the tickets?
Probably Cal.
Probably Cal.
Cal.
Yeah.
He's a gentleman.
Yeah. And he owns Rose.
Yeah.
It is-
When you travel across the world, you take your possessions. Gosh.
We're making fun of the inappropriateness of the time. We don't feel that way.
I am, but in the realist sense of not that it should have been the case.
Right, no,
but,
no.
But she was like culturally
Unfortunately.
and power wise, she was his possession.
Unfortunately.
He owned her. Right,
Unfortunately.
and that's so. Anyways, so there's that.
Well, some men still think that.
Number 2, it's true.
Also, unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. So number 2, I'm guessing when they sail this new ship, they're going to have the front of the ship chained off because otherwise it's going to be doofuses with selfie sticks.
It'll be
and it'll be this
5,000
whole
people.
big line, and it's going to be. And what's going to be great about it is instead of this genuine, it's you and your arms out, and there's 300 people standing behind you waiting to. The thing I think would be really cool. Obviously, we know
They should just put a couple of wax figures on the front.
We
that
know-
are
yeah.
shaped like Rose
they
and
should.
They should.
We know the coordinates.
And for Pete's
Obviously, we know where the Titanic is.
Yep.
And obviously, that spot is on the route.
Right.
And
So let's stop and say a prayer.
so what? And so what?
Yeah.
What a humbling, eerie, horrific moment that will be when I'm hoping they stop the ship.
Right.
And I don't
Throw some diamonds in the ocean.
and I don't know what you do. Like I don't know what the appropriate ceremony.
Probably
I don't
like a
know
moment of silence.
how you. Wow, but it almost doesn't seem enough. Like a moment of silence and then you fire the engines up again almost doesn't seem enough. Like someone's got to come over the loudspeaker and talk about the number of lives lost and the
Yeah, I'm not sure.
yeah. But don't worry, folks, because ice is very normal for this time of year, and they sail on. But yeah, no, I don't know. What a crazy moment that would be to be on
Yeah.
the ship
Yeah,
doing the route
doing the
and to
route.
come over that spot.
No one would want to take the opposing route from North America back to
No,
Britain.
no,
It'll be like a one-way ship.
no. Yeah.
I do love I made a joke at the beginning about this movie being about class distinction, but I do love like kind of Cameron's commentary on that in this movie and how he mirrors it with just it's literally just mirrored scenes of each class arriving in their staterooms or to even them getting the announcement of, hey, we've hit ice, put on your life jackets. In third class, they literally throw the life jackets on the ground and say, let's go, you rats.
They open the door.
Yeah.
Get up, put your life belts on.
Simultaneous
Get up,
with
put your
knocking,
life
not like
belts on.
knocking
Yeah. No,
coming
no.
in. First class, they're like, now, miss,
Yeah.
It's just precautions.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir, but captain's orders. He would like you. It is quite brisk out, so I suggest a top coat and a hat, and you know,
If there's anything else I can do for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I get you a drink while we wait?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Yes.
Cameron did such a good job with that. I do have. I'm jumping ahead, so feel free to butt in if I've skipped over things that we're missing. I'm going to call another BS thing.
All right.
Okay. I'm calling BS on the way Jack was contained, handcuffed to a pipe. I tried to look this up, so I don't know if it's true, but you must think that a ship the size of Titanic must have had a dedicated cell or brig to actually lock someone into, because they had a master at arms. Like, this was a floating city.
Yeah.
But my point is, whether they had a cell or not, if there was actually a cell, like, I find this whole scene is a lot of BS. Like, the BS of her finding Mr. Andrews to find where Jack's kept. The BS of her not getting lost with his 27 directions of, like, turn left.
Always complicated directions.
Then turn right. Then at the second elevator,
she does get
knock 3 times. Then do a handstand. Then ask Siri, and then keep going.
No. Okay.
And this is capped off with the BS of her not cutting Jack's bilateral hands off, and instead of hitting the cuff.
Luck.
That was all that was.
I just
luck.
explained like 37 things that had to be in line for her to find Jack.
Okay.
But she does get lost, and it's
so-
only because she's calling out.
And
to
if
him.
this was a real ship, he wouldn't have just been in like handcuffs around like the steam water pipe. He would have been in a cell that wouldn't have opened with an X. I'm just saying.
So, if there was a cell
'Kay.
on this boat,
Okay.
who locked him up again?
It's a ship. The Master of Arms.
Master
of Arms did, and then
So he
eventually
would have had
Lovejoy
the authority
takes
to
over.
open a cell and put someone in it?
Yeah, he's the cop of the ship.
He's the acting, yeah.
All right. Well, maybe they didn't think of that. They obviously didn't think that they needed all the lifeboats that they actually needed. So,
Yeah,
maybe
some
they were like,
oversights.
I
No one
think
else was fatigued by all these
It's a cinematic addition.
Okay.
You need to add a little bit of tension.
All right.
A little bit of, oh shit, I'm handcuffed to a pipe and
water's
the
coming
ship
in.
is sinking.
And water's coming in. Yeah.
Otherwise, they would have just like run to the top and waited for hours, right? Like this just added a little bit of,
I guess.
something interesting,
Yeah. Okay.
some suspense.
Yeah. When Rose says goodbye to her mother,
Goodbye, Mother.
that's literally the last time they see each other, right?
Yeah.
I don't think
Ever.
I ever. If I kind of was aware of that, I think I had forgotten that.
Now, Mom does get away on a lifeboat.
Mom
Yeah.
survives.
Yeah.
But then Rose goes on living as someone else. So to Mother's knowledge,
Yeah.
Yeah.
she's
She does.
Rose Dawson, which isn't a Loctite code for her mother to break.
No. But
Mom doesn't know that.
I would argue Mom didn't care.
Really?
I don't, well,
to see Rose.
care?
No, because she would want to exploit. Because now Mom's got no money.
Now Mom has
needs
to get a
Mom needs
job
daughter
at
to
Kmart.
Mom's a seamstress now.
Yeah, at Kmart.
Yeah, I don't know.
but I think Mom would have just assumed she died.
I assume
Yeah.
Mom would.
Yeah.
Mom would look
She didn't
into
get
it.
on the lifeboat with me.
I know.
She must have
I know.
died.
Mom is.
She
I don't
went down
know
with
what
Jack.
the term is, but exploiting her daughter or utilizing her daughter as her meal ticket. But I think she maybe loved Rose.
Well,
I
she's a
think
mother,
deep
it's
down
hard
for
not
sure.
to.
Yeah.
But I think she maybe would have tried to look into it, and I think Rose, like, she doesn't know that Leo is sucking kelp at the bottom of the Atlantic, right?
Too soon.
Well, no, but so she doesn't know that. So her assumption
I'll
is
never let go.
probably that
Never.
they're finding, that they're still both alive and well and finding other cars to do it in the back of, and so there's a good chance that Rose has married him.
Sure.
And so now Rose's name is Jack Dawson, which is exactly what she's going as. Which apparently immigration laws in 1912 were really relaxed because it's a doofus with a clipboard who doesn't even clarify the spelling. It's like, your name, love? Dawson. Rose Dawson.
I mean, that's
Thank you.
That's just how it is,
it.
right? Because you look at immigration
Can I see
logs.
your papers, please?
You look at
No?
immigration logs. Like, people of the same descent, of the same family, have multiple different spellings for the same last name.
Mm-hmm.
And Emily, your cameo was Catch Me If You Can, which took place 50 years after Titanic, and even then there were so many loose holes to like.
And
do
Leo's
fraudulent
still
things.
alive.
And Leo's still alive.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah, there wouldn't have been any checking of identification.
No.
There wouldn't have been any because
I
that's
lost my
all at the
passport.
bottom of the Atlantic.
Absolutely, yeah. So,
It's literally you and the clothes off your back. So whoever the hell you say you are,
Yep.
you're Jimmy Hoffa. Okay, that's
Which I didn't get that joke till this time when, at the beginning, Bill Paxton's like, "Oh yeah, it could be here, it could be there," and his associates was like, "It could be in Jimmy Hoffa's briefcase."
yeah,
And I didn't get that as a kid.
yeah.
I do now.
Do you get it now though?
I do now.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I did watch the.
You've seen Bruce Almighty, so you know that Jimmy Hoffa is buried below the stadium
I've seen.
with a full set of dental
Are
records.
you actually being serious?
Yes.
Oh, I haven't seen it since I was a kid. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
haven't
you
seen
gotta
the
watch
movie.
it.
I watched The Irishman, which
Is very different than Bruce Almighty. What do
no, it's about Jimmy Hoffa.
Oh, right.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Well, like most.
He's in it.
He's
Alright.
in
It,
He
it's,
shows up.
it's about Jimmy Hoffa as much as Once Upon a Time in Mexico is about Charles Manson.
Okay,
Once a time
moving on.
in Hollywood.
In Hollywood,
In
yeah.
Hollywood,
Mexico's
yeah.
a different movie.
That's fair.
It's a Johnny Depp movie. Very good movie. You should check it out.
Yeah. How would you guys? When I was watching this movie, and maybe it's just certain parts are fatigued to me. And again, I say this because I love this movie, so like it's 1% fatigued. Are you guys okay with the proportion of how much of the film is dedicated to just pre-sinking and how much is dedicated to sinking? Or do you? I wondered if I got a little fatigued with just too much chaos action happening, like certain I made fun of the handcuff scene, but like there was the handcuff scene, then they're running in these corridors, and then they find some random kid, and then they find a gate that they're locked in, and they just barely get out in time. And I was wondering, like, maybe this could have been better used, because I'm not saying Titanic is too long. I'm just saying use some of that length for other character developing portions, maybe before the sinking, or in different ways for the sinking. Do you guys get fatigued at all? Or are you okay with where
I
it is?
don't.
Well, to be fair, I didn't finish that half recently, so
Yeah.
I only have my previous views of the film to go on.
So
But,
spoilers, it does sink.
yeah.
They don't.
I don't remember feeling
Okay.
that way watching it, so
I mean,
often I think I would fast forward through the first half
yeah.
because the back half is arguably the more compelling half.
Yeah.
back half.
I mean,
The back half, the sinking
Okay.
half.
the bow.
The carnage.
Um,
I mean, but I also like apocalyptic type world
Right.
ending movies. So
See, I
for
think
some
I've-
reason I enjoy watching movies where people die.
that is.
So-
Maybe you're not babysitting my child.
so the version
kidding.
so the version of the movie that I own
'Kay.
is a Blu-ray special edition,
Ooh.
whatever, remastered,
Sure.
pristine.
Yep.
Um,
Divine Cameron.
Yeah,
director's
it's
cut.
it's the copy that it's the copy that does all the remastering that they did for the 3D re-release. It just isn't in 3D. They've removed the 3D-ness, but it's still
So it's 5 hours long?
It's still no, it's this exact same length, but it's just like the contrast on the shots have been adjusted. I think maybe they put a new night sky in.
Oh.
So they've just
okay.
but it comes with like 4 discs, right? So one is the Blu-ray,
Wow.
one is the DVD,
Oh.
one is, and then I think there's 2 discs of special features,
features.
which includes 3 one-hour-long documentaries, about 2 hours of behind-the-scenes stuff, 30 deleted scenes,
Oh.
like it's a dream. There's so much, right? And so I've seen the deleted scenes.
Okay.
And there's not a. What's interesting is typically, like normally, sometimes you'll watch, like if you watch the end game deleted scene,
Sure.
it's like, oh, this scene was cut pretty early on because
Oh.
Hulk is just Bruce Banner and he's got dots all over him or something. Like
Yeah.
they didn't finish the effects,
Yep.
or something's not quite there.
Sure.
All of these deleted scenes are completed scenes.
Finished.
They're all finished scenes.
Interesting.
And I watch. So the movie's 3 hours and 14 minutes long.
With the extended, like that's the extended.
No, just in
No.
general.
Oh, that's just the normal.
running time.
Oh, really?
That includes credits,
Sure. Yep.
but that's the running time of the film. Of the 30 deleted scenes,
Yep.
which probably altogether comprise 40 minutes.
Okay.
Right? Each one's a little over a minute long.
Yep.
There's not a single deleted scene that, and so, I mean, some of the deleted scenes are only like 15 seconds.
Sure.
But some of them are a minute and a half, whatever.
Yep.
Right? Probably averages 40 minutes.
Sure.
There's not a single deleted scene there that I watch and I go, no, I wouldn't want that added in.
Really?
So I watched the deleted, because, you know, and we finished watching the movie, and I turned to the person I was watching it with, and I said, honestly, we won't, but I could watch this again tomorrow night, and I wouldn't feel like, oh, I just saw this, right? And so I said, like, I could
like me in Jurassic Park.
I could have, yeah, see? So I could have these 40 minutes added. I said, I could have this become a 4-hour movie. And longer isn't always better.
Oh,
People
no.
have this like,
No,
if it's a good movie, then you should make it longer and it'll be even, no. Each movie has its own. That's not the way the world works.
Transformers.
Transformers.
Enough said.
Yeah.
Just stop, please.
The Last Airbender.
What is happening? I don't know.
But I don't know if I would find it a superior version, but if someone were to take and edit in and clean up and have an extended that put this extra 40 minutes in, you bet your ass I would watch it. Right? And maybe only just the once. Maybe I would go, you know what?
Yep.
No, James Cameron's cut was the perfect cut, and this extra stuff didn't need to be there.
Right.
And a lot of it doesn't. A lot of it doesn't need to be there. It's not crucial stuff, and that's why it was cut.
Yeah.
But I'm still like, no, it adds some more. Like, one of the shots is them rescuing a Chinese man who is from the water. He's another guy that gets pulled out of the water when the boat comes back. And he's kind of like balancing on a piece of wood. Similar, not quite as big as Rose's piece of wood. He's having a little bit harder time with it. But they rescue him. They get him in the boats and they wrap him up with. And it's maybe 30 seconds long. It's not crucial. It doesn't add anything.
No.
That's why it was dropped.
Sure.
But I look at it and I go, but it's just another layer.
Yep.
It's just another piece of like, it's showing me more people who are survived,
Yep.
but just on the edge of death, right? And so to me, I'm like, put it all in.
Well, I can't watch the theatrical releases of Lord of the Rings.
No, it's got to be the
I
extended.
have to watch the extended.
Yes.
If I watch the theatrical, I go,
Wait.
where's the part with the mouth guy?
Yeah.
Right.
I just can't,
yeah.
I was like,
The
wait,
mouth of
mouth
Sauron.
guy's
Yes.
not in the original. Like, I just go,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
That scene was so, to me, that scene is so important.
Crucial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they think Frodo's dead, right? So,
Yeah.
So I'm saying,
And
I
Aragorn,
think
and Aragorn lops off his head, which
Yeah.
which is an epic moment because it signifies Aragorn's done pissing around.
Yep.
Okay, so just that said, I think I agree that if there was a version of this film that included all those scenes, I would for sure want to see it.
Yeah. I hear you. I'm picking up what you're laying down.
Thanks, man.
So
I drop things sometimes, and my sciatica.
your back
Anyways.
isn't what it used to be. All right, I nerded out on this next thing. So I took off my movie man hat and put on my history nerd hat.
Okay.
So Brady's probably
Movie Men hat available at the Movie Men merch page.
Hey. So Brady is probably aware of this, but what was not depicted in this movie was there was a ship called the Californian, not the Carpathia, but the Californian, that did not respond to the distress calls, and it was 6 miles north of the Titanic.
It's been There's some. The eyewitnesses all seem to kind of confirm it, but there's also a lot of there's a lot of debate about it. But several eyewitnesses said we could see on the horizon what was clearly another ship.
Right.
What was clearly a ship, and we're sending off flares. There's no way they didn't see us. Right?
Titanic is sending that.
The Titanic's sending off their rockets.
Yep.
So there's no way the Californian didn't see us.
Right.
And
Do we have theories as to why they didn't respond?
we could clearly see
100%.
them. Yeah,
we
there
know
is.
exactly why.
Okay.
So there was things that came from the Titanic in general, from like the court inquiries followed as far as like maritime law and whatnot. But basically, the wireless operator went to bed on the Californian. So when the distress calls were going out, no one was listening to them on the Californian. And like the ship, what came out in the court inquiry where, like Brady said, people said, we see flares, we see a ship that's on the horizon, something seems fishy. Every time they went and woke the captain was like, it must be nothing, I'm going back to bed. Douche. Part of what the problem was, on a side note, Titanic, in addition to not like having one pair of binoculars that they just
completely missing
and not having enough lifeboats, they also were arrogant enough that they actually just stocked flares that were not used for emergencies because they're color coded. They just used flares that were used for like celebrating or like parties.
Yeah.
So they've sent off these white flares. So like if it had been the appropriate flare, they probably would have been on the other ship.
They'd been red as opposed to white.
We should check this out. Something's going on. But my point is, and I've seen like documentaries about James Cameron like sitting at the table chewing the fat saying, what if? I don't know if he's covered this. So if he has, I apologize if he's listening to the show. It's easy to play like Monday morning armchair quarterback when you have 20/20 vision of how an event happened. And when it's happening at the time, it's too impossible to say, I would have done this, should have done this. But I went pretty deep, and I found that the average rowing speed for someone in a boat is 4 to 8 miles per hour.
In a lifeboat.
It's more closer to 4. Someone set the world record from actually crossing the Atlantic Ocean, like a group of people in 2011, and they averaged about 4 miles per hour. So I honestly, this is my little, like, if I could rewrite history, I would have dedicated one boat, filled it with the strongest, most athletic crew members I knew, and said, row to that ship. I mean, life isn't as simple, so maybe there were certain reasons or factors that they didn't.
Yeah.
It's easy for us to sit here and say that's what they should have done, but
something else the movie doesn't mention.
Sure.
And I'm not 100% sure when this all came to I mean, it's been a theory forever, and we've confirmed it more recently.
Okay.
So maybe it was just left out of I don't know why it was left out of the film.
Sure.
But and it's not in the bonus features either, because it would have been a big plot thing.
Okay.
But they don't mention the fire.
Right.
There was a fire burning in the front of the ship.
There's a fire burning even before the ship launches.
In the coal
For
stores.
several days, they've been fighting a fire in one of the boiler rooms. And so there are, for the most part, the ship is only photographed from the one side.
Right. Yep.
Which is also not, like, if you think about how the Titanic is in the harbor, and where it hits the iceberg on the other side, which is the side that the fire is burning on, which is the side that, from rare photos, you can see kind of a black mark in the steel from where this thing's been burning.
Interesting.
I was just told this before we came
Yeah.
here.
Oh.
And so
I'm nodding along because I've heard
I was
it.
like, you're not amazed by this. What's going on?
So the idea, the unprovable idea,
Sure.
It's well accounted that there was a fire. That's not in question.
Yep.
And that the fire really kind of does coincide with where Tommy
big hole
Icicle
is.
hit us, right? But
Tommy Icicle.
but so the theory is, or the question, had fire not spent the last 4.5 days weakening the steel,
Right.
would it have done as much damage as it did?
Right.
Would we have only flooded the first 3, maybe 4 bulkheads?
Oh.
Would it have stayed afloat?
Honestly, whenever I think about this story, it always came to mind that, like, yes, I get that icebergs are big, very immovable objects,
Right.
but ice breaks. Just in my mind, so I'm not a scientific, like
Sure.
I'm whatever, but when I picture a giant,
Right.
very heavy and very thick steel, like
Yeah.
they built the front of the boat
Yeah.
very thick.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
For sure.
When that hits ice, I would imagine the ice is what gives way, not
Yeah.
the boat. So
Physically, I kind of agree. Like in my mind, that's what I see.
so it always
too.
didn't really make sense to me. But again, I'm not an expert.
And
in
history
this
tells
field.
us we're wrong.
Clearly. But yeah, it's an interesting theory about this fire and where the biggest
Yeah.
hole is in
Right.
all of that. So it's
Yeah.
interesting.
So another interesting thing,
Yeah.
and this is not movie related. This is just
Yeah.
Titanic.
Please.
When we go down and see the Titanic
Okay.
next week, surprise! Wouldn't I be
Nice.
like?
Oh my god.
You would just. I'm the guy.
I don't
from
know.
now on. If I'm like, hey,
Is it-
I need your second born, you're like, okay.
Is
Whatever.
it so? As a side note, I would absolutely love to. I'm not sure. Like
I don't like water.
it's not the
So-
water. So it's a little claustrophobic because it's a small machine.
Yeah.
But also just the concept of, I know James Paxton says this, but like the concept of the amount of pressure that's
Bill
on this
Paxton?
thing,
Yeah.
or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Of
Oh
just,
yeah, it's crazy
like,
crushing power down.
Yeah, there would be a bit of a fear factor for
Yeah.
me. But you're the man.
Just
So
a tad.
there
Yeah.
is a big hole in the side of the ship
Mm-hmm.
down there,
Okay.
but it's not the hole that the what's called the big. There's a term for it, like in Titanic historians.
Okay.
The big hole or something. That's not it. It's something cooler.
The big hole.
The big hole. The big old hole.
Hey, Merv.
Hey Merv, you gonna see that big hole? No. But that's got to do with
Now, tourists, you'll notice on the left is the big hole.
yeah. It's got to do with when the ship hit
Oh, okay. Yep.
and kind of
Teetered
bent
or
the way
shit.
that it did. So picture when you crush, you kind of flatten a pop can,
Yep.
and then you bend it back and forth a bunch of times, and you eventually end up with a tear in it.
Okay.
That's what that hole's from. There, from what we can see, there is no big gash. There is no big ice gash. Now, it's impossible to look at all of the ship
I was gonna
because
say
50 meters, like the front is 50 meters buried into the mud.
right, and that would.
But
be,
there's been a lot of speculation because there's another theory. So that's the common theory that we all accept as truth. It's called the big gash theory.
Okay.
Iceberg left a big gash.
Is there an ancient aliens
Water
theory?
came in. No, it's got to do with, but it does have to do with weakening metal
Okay.
and separation of steel plates
Oh.
in the ship and water seeping in that way.
Right.
Because and I don't
Well, if
fully
the
understand
whole-
this theory.
If the whole ship warped, then yeah, the plates maybe would have.
Yeah, see, and I don't understand all the details to the theory, but I do know that it's rooted in the notion that some survivors claimed that there was no, like even from in their cabins, there was no sudden jolting collision. There was no
They didn't
impact.
feel
No one
impact.
felt an impact. Right? So, but who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows how your mind blocks really awful shit out. Your mind blocks out car accidents. I think it'll block out the Titanic.
For sure. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, a few things that came from this court inquiry, different safety recommendations, obviously an adequate number of lifeboats. That lifeboat drills were properly carried out because we saw in this movie like they were not filled to capacity, quarter, maybe even half at times. And that wireless equipment on passenger ships are manned around the clock.
we're afraid the boats may buckle.
I'm speaking of buckling, I
Yeah,
honestly,
your house is falling apart.
there's been a fire ongoing for 3 days.
3 days.
Jumping back to the movie, and I think it's one of the hottest points of contention. Why'd
I'm
she
so
dump
ready.
the
I'm so ready.
diamond?
Okay.
Why'd she
We're
dump
mad.
the diamond?
Okay, two things that come up again and again
Okay.
for people who hate this film.
I'm ready to fight that one.
Why'd she drop the thing in the
Okay.
ocean?
Okay.
Why didn't she share the damn door?
Yeah. So I
I've
can
heard this. I've heard this
What a
over and over again.
Yeah. Okay.
I can
I
fight
want
the
to
door
talk.
thing.
Okay.
I want to fight the door thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
because
there
they
you go.
show him trying to get on the door, and clearly it's too much weight for the door to stay afloat.
The way that they tried.
Okay, but they at least dedicated some screen time to him attempting to get on the door with her and it not working out.
I will send you.
So the chivalrous man who is in love is going to just let her stay on the door and not mess with it.
To keep
I'm
her-
not
to keep
going.
her- because it would
I'm
have
not going to
submerged
risk
them.
your life here.
Right? They may have both been able to stay on it, but it would have put her more in the water.
Sure.
Okay. Now, I will send you a link
I know the link of which you speak.
to what?
It's like 16 different ways that they could have dispersed their weight that would have been adequately subverted.
No.
What's
Because that's in favor. I'm in favor that the film is completely accurate.
Oh, okay.
I will send you a link
Okay.
to the 45-minute long Mythbusters episode
Oh.
that they did with James Cameron,
No.
where they test where they test out a couple of things.
Okay.
One obviously being that myth,
Okay. Yeah.
using the dimensions, the type of wood, the everything.
Okay.
And Jamie and Adam go out into the harbor, into the water, and they test it. And they test it over and over and over.
And it doesn't work.
And they're eventually both able to get on it.
Okay.
But 50% of their body is in the water. You know when you're kind of like you're on a flutterboard and it is keeping you buoyant, but a good chunk of you is in the water.
All right.
She would have died.
And how
They both would be dead.
how much physical strength do you have left when you've been in this icy water for this long?
Sure.
Yeah.
You're barely able to even hold on,
Right.
let alone
Right.
balance yourself
Yeah.
properly when there's two of you fighting.
One thing that I will say is flawed then is would not have like the other 700 people all gone for this one piece of wood?
Again, I think at this there's panic and there's pandemonium.
Sure.
And we have seen that other people there were barrels and stuff that people were grabbing onto. Yeah, maybe, but also I wonder how many bloody noses. We see Jack give out one bloody nose during this ordeal.
Oof.
When he's the guy who doesn't have a life jacket is pulling Rose under.
Yeah.
I think again, this water is awful.
Yeah.
It's so cold.
Your body is not only freezing, but you're in shock not only because of the temperature, but because of everything else that's going on.
Right.
I think very quickly people not only lost motor skills, but people lost
consciousness,
but also just cognitive
awareness.
kind of it became.
I mean, this point in the film when they're getting on the door, isn't it pretty silent?
No, not yet.
No,
There's a lot of struggle
he gets
still
her
in the
on
water?
pretty
I
quick.
can't just remember.
He gets her on pretty quick.
Yeah.
I remember struggle in the water, but I don't remember.
When I watch this movie, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I wonder, no one knows how long you have on this ship, but is there no way you could MacGyver your way? You're on a ship with a lot of stuff. Is there nothing buoyant you could use to make a raft?
Do you know how?
And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to
It sank
what?
in
All
6 hours.
All 2,200 people?
Oh no, I'm just talking about you and your family.
No, it sank in an hour and 45 minutes.
240.
Is that how long it took?
Mm-hmm.
Where am I getting 6 hours from?
I don't know, but it was
Okay.
much faster than that.
Yeah. It sank in 4 days.
I don't think the gravity of the situation
Yeah.
hit anybody.
Right. Because it was never really announced completely. People just started
This was
cluing
the ship
in,
that
right?
God himself could not sink.
Right. And
Nobody thought the ship would ever actually sink.
And you're right. My point
We'll all be clinging to the back of the ship and someone will come and rescue us.
Right.
It's not going under.
And my point comes from a perspective of having 20/20 hindsight of when the ship hits the iceberg, we have 2 hours, 40 minutes.
2 hours and 40, yeah.
And never
At the time, you're never you don't know what's going on in an emergency. You're acting and reacting as things go on.
Yeah. I don't think anyone was thinking of building a raft.
I guess I just watched MacGyver too much as a kid.
Yeah.
But so jumping back to Rose, you wanted to defend Rose for dumping the heart of the ocean?
Oh, sorry. Okay, so it's just final word with the door thing.
Oh,
then.
sure. Yeah.
So with all due respect,
Yeah.
the people who understandably argue that they both could have got on, you can all just go back and cry to your mamas because you're wrong.
if there's any chance of him getting on the door, harboring her chances of surviving, he's not going to take that chance.
Right. Yeah. And
For love.
and the people who say, hey, take turns.
For love.
The people that say, hey, take turns, I
no.
think they would still die because you're going to get
You'd
hypothermia.
be colder out of the water.
Exactly.
If you're wet and you've
Yeah.
gotten on the door,
Yeah.
you're colder. So the more times you dip in that water and get out, you're colder.
thermodynamically, you're
Yeah.
shooting yourself.
Not
You
a good
are
idea.
effed, boy.
So all the people who want to talk about that, just stop, please.
But
stop,
it's Jack.
Stop being mad
No,
at
they can
Rose
be
for
mad.
not sharing
No,
the door.
Emily, they have to be mad.
Because-
It's Jack.
No.
It's Leo.
Did you ever do the Titanic thing with the ice cube tray?
No.
No. So the Titanic thing with the ice cube tray as a kid, it was explained either in a documentary or I think it was in one of the coffee table books that
cool.
I had. So basically, if you take an ice cube tray and you put it at like a 10-degree angle or something, just the tiniest little angle,
Oh.
and you turn on the tap gently, so it's not like this
Gushing.
geyser.
Yeah.
When you fill up the one, and because it's on an angle, the water in the ice cube tray will do what it did
To the compartments.
to the bulkheads on the ship,
Right.
and it like floods over into the next one, into the next one, into the next one.
Right.
And to this day, if I'm filling an ice cube tray, I'm like Titanic, man.
Interesting.
Dead bodies, ice cubes. That's how my brain. I'm a
Okay.
sick puppy.
So, okay. Why did she throw the
Back-
diamond?
Yeah.
You're
So-
saying why did she do it? Like why didn't she sell it, or why didn't she?
She lived through the Great Depression.
I get, which, I mean, that could have fed a lot of people.
Could have fed her.
Could have fed her. I'm just saying, she just goes, ah. Oh, it's not even a solemn, like, that's exactly it. It's like, I live, when I'm having an argument with people and they say it's to commemorate all those lost, I'm like, oh, that's fair. But it's not even like a solemn, like, here it is. It's like, like, I don't get it.
So, I
She's
mean,
also well over 100 years old.
She's
Like
101.
I'm sorry, she's not. She doesn't have the.
She's 101.
The energy.
To throw it.
I'm not saying that.
Like she's
it took
angry.
more energy to go, than be like,
Quarterback my ass. She just kind of drops it in there. The frail old. Like no.
I'm
she's
not saying
So
that.
you mean why did she throw it? Why did she drop it in as opposed to selling it or keeping it?
Yeah, like, because the argument of she's solemnly, like, giving respect, like, the way she drops it in is more, like, lighthearted and just kind of, like, I don't know. It doesn't give off vibes of her paying respects. It's just her going, like,
I don't think she's paying respects.
Then what is she doing?
I think she's returning it to where she thinks it belongs. I think
It belongs to Calvert, or Calvin, the
and
Pittsburgh.
to her he's dead. To her, I think like she has. I don't think she has much emotional attachment to this particular piece of jewelry.
Then sell it and save someone, like save the starving children.
I don't know. Yeah, I think she's.
Sorry, I'm going in circles here.
I think it's a part of. I think because there's always been
that Rose died. On the
there's-
ship.
There's always been
Yep, okay.
ethic battles
Yeah.
over the Titanic wreck, over whether we should be bringing people
Right.
pieces up,
Right.
whether we should be
Sure.
even going
Exhuming
down and
bodies.
looking at it. Well, there's
yeah.
no bodies left.
Well,
so what's
There's
been
no
debate.
bones
I don't
There's
think
no
there
bones.
is, but
No,
there's
so-
been debate over it.
Right.
well, no. So what we found is the problem is because of this pressure, the salt, and the critters, even the bones. I think it's in this.
The bones have dissolved.
It's
There's
in
no-
this final word. The bones are gone. So what's interesting is what is there, and this is very eerie. But all throughout the wreck and on the through the debris field, the ground around the wreck, are pairs of shoes that are just in the position they were when they had the bodies in them.
Right.
Critters have tried to carry off the shoes to use as a home.
Well, and maybe some have but it's also like I think the critters that are down there are not they're not crustaceans. They're not
Right.
we're really far down.
They don't see the light of day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah. So there's been debate about it anyways. That are we like this is one of the world's largest grave sites.
Right.
What are we doing?
Yeah. Grave robbers. Yeah.
And so that's a whole different. And they mention that in the film.
They do.
There's
They do,
brief mention
grave
of it.
robbers, yeah.
Yep.
Now, I think to her, I think it's a mixture of two things. Yeah, that rose, the rose that
Was given that.
died
Right.
on that ship
Right.
long before the ship sank. That was a part of. That was a part of Jack rescuing her in every way that a woman can be rescued.
I guess.
That he allowed her to escape from this life of doilies and uptight, self-centered crap.
Yeah.
And
And-
that breaking moment for her is when she turns
The
and looks
patriarchy.
and she sees the little girl
Yes.
who's
Yeah.
being groomed just the way she had been groomed, right? That's the final breaking
That's
moment
the
for
breaking
her.
point.
So that Rose is dead. Rose DeWitt Bukater
Yep.
did die on the Titanic when she was 17.
Sure.
Rose Dawson, and then eventually Rose Calvert, when she gets married to someone else
And pops out a couple of kids.
and punches out a couple of kids.
That's
It's so
such a crass line.
tactful.
that guy is
It's
just
so
a scumbag.
tactful. Yeah, so it's part of this doesn't belong to me. This belonged to that Rose. This belonged to. So I think that's part of it, and I also think part of it is this is a part of the Titanic story. This isn't mine to have. This isn't anyone's to have. This belongs, and maybe to some extent, like she became very anti-rich and fame. She doesn't like this posh kind of whatever. So maybe there's even you could infer a notion of nobody should have something this valuable. Like this is no one should have this kind of wealth.
Right. Yeah.
So no, I buy it. I think it's
I can actually buy the kind of closing and coming full circle with her specifically because she's returning to where one form of herself died. So,
I think if she had sold it, she would have just been rich again and stuck in that world that she didn't want to be a part of. I think she got a taste of what an adventurous life could be like, and she chose that instead.
I still think you could sell it and give it away. But we're splitting hairs.
I really like the scene. just to get rid of that. People complain all the time about the fact that she dies
Okay.
at the end. They're like, "What? So she just died?" And I'm
She's
like,
old.
"No, I get it.
She's 101
She's
years
old, and everything that she'd been hanging on to, she's now made peace with."
Right. Yeah.
And that diamond being dropped into the ocean
Was her
like her way of
unfinished
saying,
business.
"I'm done now.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm
and,
good."
And
would
I
take
love.
that.
So
I
maybe
will
she
take
held
that.
on to it because it was like the only physical.
Maybe that was the
piece.
last burden. Like maybe that explains like it's that's the final load off her back of this whole catastrophe
And-
that she can just say I'm done.
And
with.
maybe she held on to it for so long because she was like, I know what this thing is worth. I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And I adore. And people go, "Oh, it's cheesy." Shut up. The final scene of the movie, where she is now in Titanic ghost heaven,
Yep.
and everyone, the violin guys, Mr. Murdoch,
Captain Smith.
everyone,
Cole Shoveler number 3.
Mr. Andrews,
Yep.
everyone who passed away on the ship is there.
Yeah.
And Rose gets to spend her eternity with Jack. And to me, like,
Yeah.
it's so on paper cheesy as shit.
But when you've just spent 3 hours
the way-
watching
but
a
no,
film,
yes.
but-
being
yes.
invested in these
Right.
characters,
So,
Yes.
but that's what I'm saying. So
Yes.
on paper, like if you just write and read that scene, you go,
Sure.
okay. But in practice, and the way it's executed, you're like,
Yep.
wow.
The conclusion of this film is arguably as potent, powerful, and soul-crushing as the end of The Notebook. If you or anyone listening to this denies holding back tears, they are either not human or a liar.
Oh, I cry in this movie every time.
Oh, just and the
every
music
time.
too, and panning into that like ceiling, the lit ceiling. It
Yeah.
just
And it's a staircase, and it's
How do you not cry in this movie?
yeah.
yeah. The only little concept that it's just. Yes, she gets to be with Jack in Titanic heaven now, but what about her husband? What about her other friends and family that she like? What about them?
She
Have they no
lived that
meaning?
life already.
Yeah, her husband's obviously gone.
Oh no! I don't mean like on Earth. Like I mean in heaven.
He's died from. Never mind.
What?
Are we sure it's heaven though? I think maybe it's
Well,
just
or it's
this.
just-
It's just a nice cinematic full circle.
All right.
Oh no! I think that's definitely her spirit is with Jack's spirit now,
Yeah.
and that it's obviously not like a Judeo-Christian
No.
kind of
Yeah.
depiction of,
Right.
but it's
Well, it's that romantic idea of there only being one love of your life.
yeah
Perhaps, right? Like you're talking about what about her other husband?
that
She may have been perfectly happy with him, but he wasn't the love of her life.
That's
no
depressing.
the love of her life was Jack.
Yeah.
A woman's
You can
heart
be
is
happy with someone that is not the love of your life, according to cinematic romance, right? Like not this isn't real life.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Sleepless in Seattle has shown us.
Yes.
Arguably one of the greatest.
Sorry, hang on. This is a woman's heart is a deep ocean of secrets.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now you all know there was a man named Jack Dawson, and he saved me in every way a person can be saved.
And painted me in a way that.
Like one of his French girls. Like one of his one-legged prostitutes.
Arguably one of the greatest original songs concludes this movie. And it's been unfortunately just so overused, overexposed, and overexplored. Yeah, it's lost its potency to me. The Celine Dion, "My Heart Will Go On," because when you actually listen to it, it actually is beautiful and touching. And unfortunately, like just both in farcical ways, in serious ways, it's to me it's been just too overexposed.
But would it still not move you if you were sitting in an auditorium and listening to Celine Dion sing it live?
No, I don't think it would.
Which I have never done.
Her singing
But
it. Her singing
I was
it.
just saying.
Her singing it has lost its potency to me.
Okay.
But the instrumental when it's
So are they bagpipes?
No,
There-
I was
No.
told
I
once
don't-
that they were
I don't
bagpipes.
think so.
Are you sure?
I don't know for sure.
well there's a couple different
Have you heard
renditions of the
bagpipes?
song throughout
I
the
know
movie.
what bagpipes sound like, which is why when someone told me that, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Bagpipes can make pretty sounds?
There's a couple of different renditions of the song throughout the movie. One of the popular ones is in a orchestral piece called "Hymn to the Sea," and "Hymn to the Sea" is the do 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 do, and then it goes into that and it does all this, but it's the slow kind of
Right.
emotional. It plays when she says goodbye to him and throws him to the depths. But yeah, so that scene or that use of the song I think is still just as potent for me. But
That's fair.
Yeah, just listening to the song like on its own in the car,
Sure.
you know, I'm not gonna listen to this song in the car. But when you watch the film, you hear it's part of the score, arguably. I would say like that whatever instrument it is.
Sure.
Flute,
I don't think.
piccolo,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Some type of.
I don't think it's a flute. I don't know. But anyway, whatever it is, when you
Xylophone.
hear that, it's just, yeah. The movie wouldn't be what it is without that. I think.
I think-
it adds such a,
You're not wrong.
yeah.
I think just for me, we talked about this with the Homeward Bound melody that was used like 25
that
times.
friggin' damn song that is still the greatest song pretty much ever written.
That to me, like that song hasn't been overused. I think the Celine Dion song has, just for me. That's just how it is.
Well, translate it to all the just bad karaoke
That's-
situations and the drunk people and
Yeah.
you're right. Like, and I would argue that a lot of times when you remove a song from its film,
context, right?
It loses
Bad
its
things happen.
bad things happen. It just loses a bit of its charm.
Yeah.
So there's an amazing amazing moment in this movie from an artistic
Ooh.
standpoint.
Okay.
And I don't think it ever impacted me until I watched it the other night. Like, I don't think I picked up on it.
Oh, really?
I always pick up new things. I've seen the movie 100
Interesting.
times. I pick up new things.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a moment when they're on the ship,
Okay.
and they come back and they start, well, that does it for us, boys, and they go their separate ways. And then the one guy stays there and he starts playing.
Yep.
And the other three realize, we're not getting off this ship. We're not going to make it.
Yeah.
So we might as well stay and play.
Right.
This is they immediately make peace with the situation. And we see a couple of shots. We see Isidore Strauss and his wife lying in a bed, holding each other. This elderly, they've been married for who knows, probably 50 years. Laying in a bed, holding each other as water's rushing in.
Wait, you said these people were real?
Yeah.
That couple was real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laying in a bed, holding each other as water's rushing in. Now, who knows if that's actually how they died? We wouldn't have record of that.
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
but we know they died on the ship. And
People
that
accepting their fates?
and
Is
that
that what you're-
and that grabs you. That shot.
Yep.
Then it cuts to a shot of a third-class mother lying in a bed with her two children, reading
Oh my
them a
God,
bedtime
I can't
story.
Mm-hmm.
even.
Yeah.
Because she knows
Yep.
there's no place on a lifeboat for us.
Yeah.
And if I take my kids up there, they're just going to panic. There's just going to be chaos. They're going to, at least in here, our cabin will flood, hopefully quickly, and that'll be it. But what's really interesting is it's a slow song that
Yeah.
they're playing.
Near my God to thee.
Yes. And this song continues to play for 2 minutes through some pretty the actual sound effects of the movies the volume is kind of turned down,
Right.
and this song kind of takes the forefront.
Yep.
Through some pretty hectic stuff.
Yeah.
There's people fighting for their lives and whatever. Like really high energy things that are going on throughout this slow song, which artistically, to me, communicates how futile their attempts are.
Right.
That high energy music suggests we got to do this so that we can survive because it's going to be but what this song does is tell you
How tragic that
they're all going to
they're dying in
they're all
panic.
fighting for their lives, but it doesn't matter, they're all dead.
Yeah.
And it's so it impacted me so much the other night, and I don't think I'd picked up quite on. I know the song,
Of course.
right? It's the iconic song that they come back and they start playing.
Yeah.
Right,
But-
so the feeling it's leaving you with is this feeling of it's
It's hopeless.
it's hopeless. Yeah, you're not if they had played a more tense song. It's like when Aaron listens to his soundtracks and they're so friggin' he plays this stuff in the car and I'm like, I am stressed out. Can we please change this? Because
Yeah.
he likes to listen to this
Sure.
high energy stuff in the car and I can't.
too much.
My heart rate is too high for too long. I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Right.
but yeah,
So this is like this.
this tells you that you as the viewer know that they're screwed,
Yeah.
It's over.
but they don't. They're fighting for their lives.
and so all you're left with this feeling of this is just tragic. So
What-
fighting
Very
so hard for
powerful.
nothing.
One last point that I have for this segment.
Yeah.
Everything else I'm going to save for debating with you.
Please.
Something, and this will be a part of my debating as well.
Okay.
But something that's really incredible about this movie,
Yeah.
really incredible, is it's in a unique position,
Okay.
because not only is this all true
Right.
from a historic, not the romance, but the chain of events,
And not the diamond.
and not the diamond.
Young viewers,
Diamond doesn't exist.
there's no
no heart of the
ocean.
What?
Okay?
That's the only reason.
There
half
was
the
no
people
King
were
Louis.
listening.
No, I just.
No.
But it's a beautiful ship. It's a
Yeah.
lush, incredible, and vibrant, and the music that's playing,
Yep.
and the men are handsome, and the women are beautiful, and it's just this.
Cars are just mint
The
condition.
cars are stunning, and it's this really lively thing. And what's so incredible about this movie,
The iceberg is so shiny.
the iceberg is so shiny.
Not shiny enough for them to spot in
but
time.
what's so incredible about this movie is that when watching this movie,
Right.
like this uneasy pull inside
Right.
of you
Yeah.
that you're seeing this incredible stuff, this
Yep.
beautiful world,
Yeah. Yeah.
and even your first time watching the
There's
movie,
only one way this goes.
Yeah.
you know that all of this ends up at the bottom of the ocean, and that most of these people die, and that all of this happiness and cheering and excitement is not going to last. That it's
That hit me at the
got a
yeah.
very short. It's going to be short lived, and that
When they were
to
all
me,
cheering and waving.
that
the
to
people
me,
on the shore
Yeah.
at the
they're
beginning
all
of
saying
the
their
film.
goodbyes. They're saying genuine goodbyes.
Goodbye forever.
And that to me every time, and it's a unique, and it's not even necessarily something James Cameron, like it's just happy circumstance that's
Right.
the layout of this movie. But that you as beautiful, and that's what makes it such a powerful contrast. I think if they just showed you, if the movie started and they're on the ship, and there's like, well, take the romance out. So the movie starts and they're on the ship and they hit the iceberg and some people panic and it's cracking, and it ends. You go, okay, it was a ship and it sunk and it was pretty awful.
Yeah.
But showing you the contrast of the life, of the royalty that the first class had,
Yeah.
and not only that, but the
Pete's gearing up for his debate
there's
over there.
there's not
Cracking his back.
but even the third
Knuckles.
class, even though the third class didn't have caviar
Right.
and 16 spoons,
Right.
there's not a single, and if anyone disagrees with this, they're a damn dirty liar. But there's not a single person in the world that doesn't look at that third class party, the dance
Right.
thing,
Yeah.
club, bar, pub, whatever it is, and
Shuffle,
go,
yeah.
how do I get there? Like, that looks so much fun.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
and
to
the
hell
way
with
they-
this first class bullshit. That looks amazing.
The way that they mirrored it with the boring as
Yes,
party
another
going on upstairs.
Example of the mirroring. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was another. I think I left it out of my. That's so when they're cutting back and forth and they're sitting and having their cigars
they're
and
talking
brandy,
about
they're
politics.
like politics, and one guy says something, and the other guy references and like, yes, that's currently Rockefeller's argument, but he couldn't, because these are the captains of industry, and Rockefeller is still alive at this point.
Right.
He's an elite. He's
Yeah.
one of the. So that was another historic
Right.
reference that Rockefeller is
Little tidbit.
he's a dude.
I want
Yeah.
to make a random point
Sure.
about
That's okay. That's been our whole episode.
That's through the whole episode.
about how women are property,
Yep.
yet who gets first dibs on the lifeboats? Because I don't think it's just chivalry playing a role there. I think
Oh.
it's the final acceptance that maternal women are the ones that will carry on families.
We need you to live so
We
you can
need
punch
you-
out a couple more kids.
Well, women and children get to go first.
Right.
Not because it's just the honorable, gentlemanly thing to do, but because you're actually more important than me.
Interesting.
I'm still treating you like you're my property.
Right.
So, just a nugget for you there.
I do have some trivia.
Okay, awesome. The one last. I
Let's
know I
go.
said the last thing. This is
Yeah.
This is one sentence.
Please.
I don't think, and I don't think this started out when I was first viewing the movie, because when I was
Sure.
first viewing the movie, I was like 5.
Sure.
Right?
You were 5 watching this?
Oh yeah. And we were never, I don't have any memories of ever not being allowed to. So my girlfriend Brienne, they watched it when they were young,
Okay.
but they weren't allowed to watch the drawing scene. They weren't allowed to watch the sex scene in the car, and they weren't allowed to watch the scene with all the dead bodies in the water.
Makes sense.
I don't have any memories of ever having that censored. That was just, it was, I don't know. Cinema was never censored for us.
Sure.
I was just very young and watched The Green Mile.
Sure.
And was horribly effed up as a result of it, but whatever.
Therapy is.
So anyways, but from the time I was like a teenager, from the time I was the age where things were happening, I don't think I've ever fully gotten over my crush of Rose.
Right.
She's just
She's
so
the first naked woman you've
she's
seen?
so well, no, but I don't even know if it's that. Like I just think like when she's got particularly in the dress, the red gown that she's got, and when her hair's all like, I just think, and the makeup, like the blush that they have, she's so. Kate Winslet was beautiful in this movie.
Sure.
Leo is a stud,
Oh yeah.
especially when they like slick
this
his
film.
hair back and he's
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And-
I wish I could remember how old I was when I first saw this film.
And
I mean, I was like 9 when it came out,
and Billy
but I
Zane,
don't think I saw it.
who plays
Yep.
Kaladin Hockley,
Yeah.
is probably arguably the best portrayal of a total dickhole that anyone's ever.
What about,
like you hate
What's
him
with
so
his
much?
eyebrows?
Before that,
Does he
what
pluck
about,
his eyebrows?
Who's that guy?
Probably.
Who's that guy that you hate? James Marsden.
James Marsden.
Who wins the prize here?
Oh.
Okay, but here's the
No?
difference.
Okay.
Did you ever watch that movie where he's not a dick?
Billy Zane,
27
Sonic the
Dresses?
Hedgehog. No, I haven't seen
Not
it yet.
27 Dresses.
Well, he's not a dick.
The
in that
others.
movie.
Oh, he's a wiener.
No, it's not.
No, here's
wiener,
the
that's
thing.
right.
He's a wiener. He's not a dick.
wiener.
Okay.
No, here's the thing. Billy Zane is great.
Sure.
Kaladin Hockley
Yeah.
is a dick.
Yeah.
James Marsden's a wiener.
The guy himself, the actor.
It doesn't matter. You know, it's like, you know, I have nothing against Ethan Hunt.
Sure.
It's just Tom Cruise is a total douche. Like, I don't, there's no, you know.
Yeah.
What's
Okay,
his face?
trivia.
Trivia.
Peter Maverick.
Trivia.
Peter, whatever his
just
name
Maverick is fine.
He's
fine.
He's a tool, but he comes around. He's got growth.
Speaking of Seamus O'Toole, it's
Tom
time
Cruise
for,
is a growth.
trivia. Time for trivia. This trivia.
I am so gonna lose.
No, you're not. They're all
Okay.
really
Oh,
hard
yes,
questions.
Oh, yes, you are.
So this is for King of the World status. I'm keeping track. Okay.
Okay.
First question. You guys gotta give a guess, and whoever's the closest wins. When was the first Titanic film released?
I didn't even know there was another one, so I have no idea.
There's a black and white. Like, are we talking silent? Like black? Like, what are we talking? Full length feature film?
The first ever film about Titanic.
1930.
About the tragedy or about the ship itself?
1932.
1932. Okay.
About the tragedy or the ship itself?
I will clarify the first film about the movie. Sorry, the first film about the ship after it sank.
Sinking. Okay. She said 1932.
Did you say 30 or 32?
I said 32.
32.
I'm going with 1920.
Okay. As much as it pains me to say this, 1 point for Brady. Two things of note. So there's quite a few, like actually a crap ton of Titanic related movies that have been released over the years. Like I'm scrolling through it and it's taking me a while to get through.
8 years is too soon.
Oh, I didn't say 8 years.
No, well, okay.
Or-
He said 1920.
Oh,
and
yeah,
you're saying
he's-
he got a point for that.
He's the closest.
Okay.
The first film about Titanic was released 29 days after it sank.
Oh my god.
Co-written and starring Titanic survivor Dorothy Gibson and released only 29 days after the sinking. Now a lost film because the studio fire, like the prints were all gone.
We lost
But-
a bunch of like the original. Some deleted scenes from Wizard of Oz are gone forever.
Right. But yeah, so the first film about Titanic was 29 days after it sank.
Man, capitalize on that shit. Look at her.
So the other thing that I will that's of note, like noteworthiness, is there's another interesting film from 1943, and it's actually a 1943 German Nazi propaganda film casting a fictitious German first officer on the Titanic as as the hero and the British as the villains. The first film to use singularly the name Titanic and intermix fictional subplots and characters with historical persons on board the ship.
Because Hitler could have saved the Titanic.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Oh, that makes me so happy.
So, yeah.
People are dicks.
History is stupid.
Wow.
Okay, so Brady is off to a lead here. So I'm going to list 4, people in this movie. So, they're characters played by actors.
Okay. Typically.
One of these 4 actors was previously in a Titanic rendition, but instead of being like a side character, they were one of the main protagonists / one of the love interests. So
I did know this.
So in 1997, they played the character that... So the first one is Molly Brown, played by Kathy Bates. The second is Spicer Lovejoy, played by David Warner. The third is Gloria Stewart, who plays the 1997 Rose. And the fourth is Thomas Andrews, played by Victor Garber. One of those 4 actors previously was in a rendition of Titanic, but instead of being like a fringe person, they were like one of the main characters. I won't say they were the Jack Dawson equivalent, but they were pretty.
And
important.
this was intentional on James Cameron's part? Was this like a cameo thing?
No. Like all these people
probably
were,
was to an extent.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
I
Last
have
time it hasn't
absolutely
come
no
up in
idea.
conversation when I've asked him. So.
Whatever my answer is going to be a blind guess.
Okay.
I've eliminated 2.
Okay. We're You guys have just like a fog. Yes, I had to pick questions like this for the audience. Like I can't just pick
It's
how
not
many.
Kathy Bates.
Like I can't just say how many smokestacks did it have because Brady would know.
I'm going
that.
against my instinct.
He smokes.
Is it 7?
I'm going against my instinct, and
Okay.
I'm going to say the guy that plays Lovejoy.
Okay. Who are you gonna say, Emily?
And I got it wrong because he had a smile there. So
For bonus points. For even the victory, if you
one-
guys name the film, you can also get bonus points.
The one who played Rose.
The modern day
Gloria
like
Stewart.
97. Okay.
Yeah.
As much as it pains me to say this, Brady is correct.
was he in A Night to Remember?
No, he was
As
not.
a young guy?
He
No.
was in a 1979's SOS Titanic.
Oh, okay.
I've seen many a Titanic movies.
I figured. I knew it wasn't Kathy Bates.
Yeah, no.
I knew it wasn't the guy because the guy that plays Andrews is pretty young.
Yeah, in this movie, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it could. Yeah, I didn't know. I thought it'd be
Could've been
really
Rose.
cool if Gloria Stewart
That would be
was the
cool.
love interest in A Night to Remember.
Yeah.
that would have been really cool.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so I've been to Halifax, and Halifax has a connection to the Titanic, and I've been to the Maritime Museum of the Atlantic. What is the most popularized Titanic-related item in Halifax? What do people most flock to? Like what? It's not a souvenir. That's not the right word. What? That's definitely not the right word. What's the the
Attraction.
artifact or
look what I
attraction?
brought back from the bottom of the ocean, Mom. Pirate kid shoes. That's awful.
Oh my god.
Souvenir.
That's souvenir.
Oh
no.
my gosh. Okay.
What do you guys think? Yep, you'll either know it or you won't. That's, you gotta go through the weeds to trip Brady up. And so far, it's not working.
I think it's children's shoes. I'm going with a pair of children's shoes.
Okay. Emily.
I have no idea.
Okay. So sadly, the White Star Line paid some ships in Halifax to retrieve some of the deceased people from this accident, and some of these people were brought back to Halifax and laid to rest.
The floating bodies back in
Correct.
1912.
Yeah. But it wasn't until after this movie came out that one specific gravestone increased in viewing, and I've seen it so much so that like the grass just in front of this one gravestone is just worn off. And it's because it's a J. Dawson.
Oh yeah, okay.
Everyone thinks
and he
it's-
wasn't aware. So James Cameron didn't know when he
No.
cast the film, he didn't know that there was a J. Dawson
It's
on
like
the
a
dossier.
Joseph Dawson, and he was an employee of the ship.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, but everyone says, "Oh, Leonardo."
It's Jack.
Yeah. All
What do you
right.
think?
Yeah. So, true or false? True or false? Tom Cruise was a potential candidate to play Jack Dawson.
Oh, 100% yes.
Okay. Mr. Brady.
No.
He's writing my name down because
No, he would have been too old.
I get a point.
So true. Tom Cruise was interested in portraying the character, but his asking price was too high for the studio to consider. So 1 point.
Can I say,
Yes.
and I know I'm biased,
Sure.
because
He would have been the wrong
Tom
Jack
Cruise
Dawson,
sucks,
for sure.
but
Oh,
he's not the right
Would
guy.
not have worked.
I don't hate him, but no, that
don't
would
hate
have
him
been good. True or false? Matthew McConaughey was considered for the role of Jack Dawson.
No, false. Please, false.
I'm gonna say true.
To Brady, I will say, all right. When casting the role,
my
various
God.
established actors, including Matthew McConaughey, were considered, but obviously Cameron felt that the few actors that he considered like Matthew were too established and too old for this.
I wish I could properly
character.
do a Matthew McConaughey impression right now.
But in addition to being considered for Jack Dawson, at one point, the part of Cal Hockley was originally offered to Matthew McConaughey.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine that?
Oh my god. I got a child.
Oh, anyway. Name an actor from the 1997 Titanic. I need to clarify here. Who also played a role in Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings series.
Oh shit, what's his name? Oh, do I need to know the actor's name?
I will maybe take just the Lord of the Rings character and the Titanic character.
Okay, so
portrayed.
I'll give you a second.
Give Emily a
Yeah.
hint. Can I give Emily a hint?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Think Mouth of Sauron.
Oh gosh, I wish I knew. What?
No, I'm just trolling.
I'm like, what?
Master at Arms.
The one completely CG'd in.
Think the Urukai that goes man flesh.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Brady, do you know?
So Captain Edward Smith.
Yeah.
Is the Titanic thing.
Yep.
And he plays King Theoden.
Correct.
The guy that's all worm tongues, got them all.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow.
Gondor calls for aid,
This is like that moment when
and
I told
Rohan
Aaron.
will answer.
This is like that moment when I told my husband Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
for those who don't know, that
Sorry,
that
Aaron, was it?
look,
Ron?
some of these listeners might not know who Aaron is.
A-
No,
Ron?
I'm just clarifying for my own.
Okay. I told him that Mufasa's voice is also Darth Vader's
and
voice.
he didn't know.
And he hates me for ruining the Lion King for him and ruining Star
How does
Wars.
that ruin that?
I don't know, but he just hates that he can't separate the two now. He hears Mufasa when he hears Darth Vader, and he hears Darth Vader when he hears Mufasa. It's just.
Cruel new world, I guess.
I'm sorry, Aaron, if you're listening.
He isn't.
He's not.
He's not.
He's not.
What year was the Titanic found? Its
Found.
wreckage found.
Oh.
Is this another closest too?
It
Yeah.
was the
Yeah.
80s.
I'm gonna say 87.
Okay.
This is just a guess. 85.
1985.
Oh,
Yes!
on the dot.
A number of
Wow.
expeditions were mounted to find Titanic, but it was not until 1985 that Robert Ballard and a couple other people found
So
it.
that's probably why our childhoods
Payday, boys.
were so permeated with this. Because I totally remember like
Oh, 'cause it was
how
hot
to
shit.
draw the
Oh.
Titanic. So like I was born in 88. And so yeah, like I remember definitely hearing over and over about the Titanic, and it was probably because we had just found it.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So there's not enough questions here for Brady to lose, so I'm gonna have to say he
April
wins.
14th, 1912.
That was not. How much do you think it costs to go down in a submarine to visit the Titanic?
Too much.
Oh.
Yeah.
Takes about 4 hours too.
Oh, sure,
down.
with the pressurized and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I don't know. Like
According
20,000.
10. I was going to say 10.
According to this, a U.S. company called OceanGate is planning several trips down, and the going rate is $105,000 U.S. I assume. We alluded to this earlier.
Typical.
We alluded to,
Americans.
First class jackasses.
we alluded to this earlier.
Who, Americans or?
I just mean like.
Okay, I thought that was like a jab at
Dang.
Yankees in general.
No,
First
no,
class
I just
sons
mean
of bitches.
only the richest people can
Oh.
have
Okay.
this experience.
But thanks to James Cameron, he brought the Titanic to everyone.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, James Cameron.
We talked about this earlier, but the inflation modified cost of tickets. First class could range from anything from $1,700 to $50,000 today.
Yeah.
Second class in the $700 range. Third class $170 to $460. So
But still, $460
to be
for
in
like
a bed
in a
with
hole.
rats.
for a street
Yes.
rat.
for a street rat.
Like, that's a lot of cash.
Two little functional questions about the ship to finish this off. True or false? Titanic was the first ship with a pool.
False.
False. There was no pool.
True.
What?
There was a
swimming
pool. Yeah, there was a swimming pool. I just
Yeah.
didn't think it was the first.
Yeah, apparently,
Okay.
according to my research, it was. Of the 4 stacks, chimneys, things.
One was decorative.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Well, there you go.
Sorry.
So there you have it, kids.
I knew that.
Brady.
At least I knew that.
Yeah, no, that's actually really good. And that point put you in the lead.
Thank you.
No, Brady won 4-2.
Brady won by a
That was
little.
really fun.
Okay.
That was cool.
Scale of 1 to 10. Emily,
Oh.
where do you rank the film? Scale of 1 to 10.
It's like a 9. It's
Solid 9.
It's a solid film.
That's fair. I'm teetering. I think I'm giving it a 9.4, but I was close to giving it a 10.
Pete operates in
But,
points.
but if you were to give it a 10, then your argument coming up would be difficult.
No,
If you gave it a perfect score,
because we'll get into this in a
Okay.
minute, but the argument is not that Titanic sucks. It's just it's not the best movie ever made.
okay, so I'm giving it a 10
That's fair. That's fair.
Obviously.
Obviously.
because I think it's the best film ever made.
I am the next time it goes in theaters, whether it be 3D or just any, I
recommend it highly. So I saw it in. I've told you this. I saw it in 3D
Yep.
during a re-release, and it was the most incredible 3D experience I've ever seen.
That's interesting.
Jurassic Park was a close second. So they did a 3D re-release of Jurassic Park, and that was really cool.
I'm still sad that Jurassic Park didn't win that debate.
Of what?
By the
Oh,
way.
like the vote?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The vote,
Well, it'll
sorry, not
come
the
up.
debate,
It'll happen
but the
again.
vote.
It'll
I
come
hope
up.
so.
But hooks. Anyways, what are those faces? No, but it because they had to go through and painstakingly frame by frame convert it into 3D, which for a 3-hour-long film, holy crap, that would have been an
Yeah.
expensive and lengthy endeavor.
Yeah.
But it was so like the 3D was just perfect. There was no motion blurry moments. There was no dizzying moments. It was so good. And there's 2 shots. Shot number 1 is when she's climbing. He's helping her over, and she slips, and the camera does a quick pan up over.
Oh, you felt like you were
From
falling?
a bird's eye view, it was a sit back in your seat moment.
Interesting.
Because the movie wasn't necessarily popping out at you, but the depth, the immersiveness that's just a continuation of the theater was so convincing. So that shot was amazing. The other shot that was completely eerie were the shots with the floating bodies in the water.
Right.
Because just from the way, like, a lot of the time the camera angle is quite low, the way it was shot, it looked like down at the front of the theater extended out and there was water and floating bodies. Like, that was very eerie. Very eerie. But yeah, if for anyone, if you like Titanic, and it comes back into the theaters in 3D, give it just go.
Just do it.
It's amazing.
Don't question it.
Which I think might happen in 2022. So it happened.
Oh,
It happened
I'd
8 years
imagine.
ago, which was the
Right.
100th anniversary.
Yep.
2022 will be the 25th anniversary of the film.
Right.
So there's hope.
Right.
There's hope for it to happen.
Right. Oh yeah, it's gonna happen.
There's money in it.
And also so it is 2022 because the ship, that's when they're gonna set sail.
Interesting.
It's the 25th anniversary of the film.
Hmm.
Thank you for joining us. We'll break this up into a second episode.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna debate. It'll be a much shorter episode.
Yes.
Uh,
There's no debate about that.
There's no debate about that. It'll be a much shorter episode. But we're gonna debate whether or not Titanic is the greatest film ever made.
Can I get a drink?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A stiff drink.
A stiff
Yes.
drink.
Yeah.
An alcoholic.
An
I'll
alcoholic
go do that.
beverage.
Brady,
Okay.
let me...
All right. Are you just gonna get up and walk away? You're not gonna say goodbye to the.
Thank you for listening.
He's
Actually,
literally
okay.
he's picking up cups.
Okay.
And he's like, the second he's like, I don't know what this. Ooh.
Peace.
Alcoholic drinks? To hell with the podcast. Off I go.
All right, housekeeping. If you haven't already, please officially like us, follow us, subscribe to us wherever you listen to us. Write us a review, a positive one, if you feel the opportunity to do so.
A negative one if
We'll
Pete
delete
has,
that.
if,
We'll delete
if Pete
that.
has in some way wronged you in the past or owes you money.
And for all our Patreon supporters, thank you. And if you're interested in supporting us on Patreon, you can follow the link below. It helps us keep the lights on, helps us grow the show, helps us make the show better.
And if you're not interested in helping us out on Patreon, do it anyways.
Thank you for listening.
And thank you to Emily for
And thank you to Emily.
enduring
Yeah.
us.
Honestly.
For sitting in a room full of gross boys.
Yeah. Steve.
What a douche.